Alright guys, it's time to have a little bit of fun with this June the King video, especially after that last segment was a little intense. It's about Boogie. It's called The Continual Downfall of Boogie2988. I like June the King. I think he's a cool guy. He's an interesting guy. He's a handsome guy, of course. Boogie, I don't dislike him. He's just weird. I don't know. He's got a lot going on. That's all I'll say. That being said, I wonder if there is more to this story. We'll see. Or, you know, if it's kind of like a lolcow video. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, hey guys, you know, we gotta get a video out. Let's make a video that's like 90% rehashing Boogie's old stuff, and then like, you know, 10 minutes of a new thing. I'm not saying that he's a bad guy for doing it. All right, just keep that in mind. I'm just saying I don't know if anything super new is going on. I know that they're supposed to do a lolcow podcast, but my understanding is that might fall through. But whatever. Anyway, let's get this going, baby.
Boogie2988 is the most frustrating of all the lolcows. With every beneficial thing he does, there are 10 more that bring him down. Continuing where the previous video left off, he has shown to handle every situation he's been in poorly. Unlike his contemporaries, he's intelligent enough to understand his
yeah, I guess. I wonder if one day I'll be on that list next to those two. You know, because I kind of look like it. I should just have to angle the camera down more, like up from my belly, and I think I could probably fit in with the lolcow crew, you know?
His mistake and explain it back to his critics, but always lacks the will to apply what he learned from them, and has shown to repeat his mistakes ad nauseum, exemplified by what he's been doing in the last 4 years, such as constantly feeding the trolls.
I completely lost my mind for a while. I'm sane now, though.
Discharging his firearm in the air to deter a serial harasser. His continued poor...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you probably shouldn't have... my understanding is he goaded the guy into going there. Like, why would you do that, brother? Why would you do that, brother? But then at the same time, call the cops. That's what I would have done. I would just call the cops. I don't have any time for this. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean?
Dieting habits, becoming rich through cryptocurrency, flaunting his wealth,
and then losing it all.
His near monthly epiphanies,
stinky boy.
Purposely inciting controversy by exposing his love interest, whatever this is.
Check the microwave. And there was no Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I think that's just like his attempt at trying to be funny. I feel that though. You know, you kind of lose your riz. You kind of lose your riz at a certain point where you can't get back into it. You don't have the same confidence that you've built. You know, I feel the same way about making TikTok sometimes, and I think that, you know, Boogie probably feels the same way about trying to get back into the old Francis character, because that's what this is a little bit. You know, I don't know why this guy doesn't just make his own fucking podcast. Like, I don't know why he needs to have other people back his pod. Like, you can just make your own weekly podcast. You don't have to talk to somebody all the time. You could just talk about something, talk about video games, talk about balls, whatever, have people on sometimes. I know he's like somewhat interested in talking to me, I think. I think I saw that on Twitter somewhere. Or that was just him like being like the nice guy. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I know I know he criticizes me a lot, but I'd like to have a conversation. Do you, or are you just trying to deflect criticism by like pretending to be nice? You know what I mean? But he has the opportunity to do that. He could build a brand new one. I don't know why he doesn't, but.
And most importantly, deflecting criticism via self-depreciation and not an understanding or willingness to change. He constantly asks for advice, but in not taking it, insults all
I'm
those
46.
that
I feel like I'm 20. I act 14. Help. That's weird, man.
To the time giving it. It is at the point that examining a story brings...
Yeah, the gut show. Sorry, Poppin' Boogie. I'd consider it. If it was Boogie, I'd consider that. I actually think that would be interesting, probably. I think people would actually tune in to that. And then there's actually constructive conversation to be had as well. Let's be real, you know, because I could actually hold a conversation, so...
brings not just frustration to his actions, but a frustration in oneself to want to give up on a person entirely.
Bro?
His cycle of self-destruction, so infectious, it was made clear that you wanted part 2, and here it is.
Man,
Slim Shady. My name is Hi. Just let me get a microphone for the first time.
To quickly recap who Boogie2988 was and how he got here, we'll have to understand what Boogie represented. As he claims, he was a person that was deeply down on their luck when born to two abusive parents that nurtured his unhealthy habits, such as overeating, and led to a very difficult life, even beyond their household. While he was very open about the difficulty he faced through his first 30 or so years of life, like isolating himself.
Hey, that's what they say, bro. Hurt people, you know? How profound. What a profound thing to say. But it is kind of true.
Delving into things relating to website operation. But when in public spaces, he seemed positive and knowledgeable, despite his history. That helped not just win over people, but also accept aspects about his eating disorder and his morbid obesity. To have a personality and a will to seek out the positive is inspiring, in that, though one can experience terrible horrors in life, through hard work, personality, or perspective can succeed. This was early Boogie2988 on YouTube.
Wow.
One of the first well-known creators used his unfavorable traits to benefit
guy.
him, like his obesity to gain viewership. This was done by placing himself in scenarios that by his figure he could only create. That's why his most popular video is Dramatic Fat Guy Splash. But also, Boogie is funny. He used people's immediate perception of him to develop a character that he called Francis, that had a strong lisp and an addiction to eating snack foods and World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I feel that as I play World of Warcraft. I don't really like snack foods though. I just like eating like whole entire things of bologna and cheese. So I mean that's probably not a good snack. It's not really a snack, but it's probably pretty bad to eat, you know. But whatever.
Hi guys, it's me Francis. I'm just really upset. My Warcraft account has been hacked.
Better yet, he also did vlogs as more and more people were interested in him. A man that can turn a terrible eating disorder into stardom. After all, by the mid-2010s, he already appeared not only in a television show, but also in the pinnacle of advertising.
Wait, what television show did he appear in? When did I miss that, dude? He was in a television show? What show was he on? What the fuck? I didn't know that.
In the US. Boogie was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh.
Who Boogie was an extremely kind, introspective, intelligent, honest figure.
Oh, okay.
His words held
or he was pretending to be those things. Is also possible. Just keeping it in mind. I'm not saying that's true, but you know, sometimes people they try to maintain a niceness. They're like, "Oh, I'm a nice guy. I'm a cool guy," you know. And then all of a sudden, one thing happens, and then they start to turn to a silly little goblin. But or maybe that's not true. Maybe he was a nice guy, and then he just got like a lot of heat, and it just kind of ruined his mentality. I don't know.
Because of what he continued to accomplish. Through YouTube, he was able to purchase a house. He got married. He had a dedicated following that had viewers feel that it could only get...
Was that Ethan Klein? Was it?
He got married. He had a dedicated following.
Oh, wait. Is that Ethan Klein? I don't know. And I don't care.
That had viewers feel that it could only get better. So for him to be the inverse now is a horribly painful counter to what he once represented.
Yeah, true.
This may have started with a weight loss surgery that following it was a divorce. He fell into the 85% or so of people that get a divorce within 2 years of the surgery.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. The person was overweight or obese when the relationship or marriage began. The chances of the relationship or marriage ending within 2 years of the surgery is about 80 to 85%. That's crazy. So it's if they were obese and then when the relationship began, not necessarily them being obese in general. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, here's my thing. There's two aspects to that. One is obviously the person who lost weight might feel confident now, want to move on. Or I think in Boogie's case, it's that the other person was taking care of him. And I guess once that role wasn't as needed, they wanted to move on, you know? Or maybe it's a mixture between both. I don't know, but I do know in my real life there is a girl I see that she just got weight loss surgery, bro. And my wife was at a concert the other day. I'm not even kidding. My wife was at a concert the other day, and she saw that girl with another man that's not her husband, dancing and grinding up on him. You know, what's going on there, sussy baka? You know,
these are normal happenings in life that cannot be helped. But with his ex-wife out of the picture, he claims he was out of his support structure. And as his anger built, it seeped into his public life and destroyed his brand.
Damn.
How people perceived him,
Destroyed his balls.
his channel and character due to a series of outbursts both of rage and immaturity. Like this moment where he picks on his teammate in Apex Legends.
Well, if your parents aren't together, then you probably come from a broken home. You're probably going to get real angry when you start losing, so...
Or this
I don't know, bro. I think that's fucking based. It's based Boogie. I don't know why people criticize him for that clip. That's fucking hilarious. I love myself some trolling. That's excellent stuff.
time he recorded himself roasting on a bed making fun of the idea he was paying for women.
One for me and one for my hooker.
After the divorce, he was paying to be in the
Dude, he really fucked himself because he was like a really nice guy, and then he went to the typical stereotype, like the fat lecher. He's like an overweight Master Roshi, you know, and I feel like that's a lot of fat guys on the internet. Not me though. I would never do that.
company of women.
I would never make my persona partially about how much of a dog I am.
But unlike typical prostitution, he found his woman typically on Seeking, a sugar
is
daddy
that?
website where wealthy men will pamper women in exchange to be accompanied by them.
Whatever,
Well,
man.
one of these women came out and detailed how Boogie would guilt her into staying over longer than she wanted, but was also vindictive in presenting her time with Boogie.
I don't give a fuck. He's paying you to have sex with him. I mean, I don't I have no empathy for you. I was there just to have just to get money from him while he would fuck, and he would say stay over and make me feel bad. It's like, oh wow, wow, I feel so bad for you. What do you talk about? You're a glorified prostitute. You're not there. You don't love him. That's what it is. And then you're engaging in something that people who are in love are supposed to engage in. Okay.
This is only a slice of what was coming out. All of this could be found in an extremely lengthy Reddit post on Sam Tolkien that linked clips of Boogie acting in ways that deeply contrasted his friendly or kind character. It should also be mentioned that this Reddit post was poorly made. As much of the subreddit did, it guided users to believe assumptions were facts, and accused Boogie of things there is little to no evidence of. Regardless, it did garner much attention, and sent hate in Boogie's direction.
Damn.
What's more is that even his standard commentary content, where he discusses ongoing events, was being criticized in that he was a fence sitter, and that he
Yeah, man, the Boogie fence it. It's rough. Listen, there's nothing. Here's my thing. There's nothing wrong with not being super opinionated on topics. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong whatsoever about being, listen, I don't know too much about X, Y, and Z. Blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I got nothing wrong with that. But there's something weird when people will, why? Just don't talk about it then. You know what I mean? Just maybe stay out of it. Unless you feel that there's a productive conversation to be had about your fence sitting, I don't know. I mean, just don't talk about it. Just say, I'm not going to talk about this one. I'm not going to weigh in on this. Because people don't like that shit. It comes off as very cowardly.
typically remained neutral when discussing events, that though it appeared to not be at an angle of fairness, but at an angle of disinterest. Every time he opened his mouth in defense of himself, he only made things worse. And that's how perception of him changed.
Damn.
And his channel that was failing even before the divorce was falling further.
Jeez.
What was once a creator that against all odds used his shortcomings to benefit him and spread a message of improvement has turned it into the exact opposite. In 2019, he was a person that even with accumulating wealth, status, and support, would only complain and only see the negatives of his life. He would constantly ask for advice on Twitter, yet he would never take it.
I'm fucking sick of being this fat. Yeah, I feel you.
Additionally respond more to the negative comments than those of support. This brings us to where the previous video left off, and it only got worse. His strongest obsession by far is with Twitter. As of this line, Boogie has tweeted 105,600 times, not including the many deleted tweets, and don't be fooled by his account being established in 2009. Because even in just 2010, he only tweeted 9 times. In 2011, he tweeted about 105 times. From 2012 onward, his yearly tweet count averages to a little under 10k tweets.
How the fuck do you do that? What the hell is that like 10 per day? Am I doing math right? No, it's like 20 or 25 per day, no?
Averages to around 26 tweets a day.
Damn.
Accounting that he has to sleep, that's about a tweet every 35 minutes or so that Boogie is awake.
That's terrible.
Boogie, as it is called, is terminally online.
True, he's got TOBS, dude. He's got terminally online behavior disorder. We gotta normalize talking about TOBS, bro. It's not good. It's not a good thing. There's too many people with TOBS.
Spews verbal diarrhea, Creators, viewers, even trolls tell him not to. But he is persistent in sharing his raw thoughts that only serve to hold him accountable to the thousands of ideas and promises he releases, and continues to hammer down his deep lack of will and endless contradictions that always exist in unrefined thought. Many onlookers are likely uninformed of all the negative things Boogie is accused of or are brought in his direction.
Yeah, I think for the most part, they're not that big of a deal, so it doesn't really matter if you're aware of it, because, like, realistically speaking, you can move on from dumb bullshit. He just keeps putting himself in a position where he becomes like a fucking lolcow, bro.
But he makes certain everyone knows by responding to it or sharing it. He feeds the trolls, and shamelessly so. Stepping into the timeline of late 2019, he was responding to an image of his weight gain after the weight loss surgery.
Damn.
His lowest weight post-surgery was 336 pounds.
Jesus.
His original goal weight in 2018
What's this guy, 2 feet tall? What the fuck? I've never seen him that light.
was 270. Now, at the start of 2020,
Dude, come on!
in January, he reveals he is 351 pounds. The reality of it is that no one truly cares how much Boogie weighs. It is constantly brought to his attention because he gives it so much attention. It shows his continued
Well, yeah, I think that people... Okay, nobody actually cares about how much he weighs, but people will pretend to care. They're just to bully him, of course. But, yeah, part of it is that he brings it onto himself by making body humor. You know, which is the biggest thing. He's making body humor, and some people just like to know that they're going to get a response, like he was saying. But yeah, stop doing body humor if you don't want people to make fun of your body, or just like try to get over it. Just stay off the internet. I don't know. You've been on the internet for so long. Why don't you know how to deal with criticism? You know,
failings and prompts more negative responses that he continues to promote. It appears he still does not understand. Through his incompetence, his words now carry no weight. This is a very dangerous thing as a content creator when you are disregarded because of the person you become. That's also a reason why his videos have fallen drastically in views. In January, in a video, he was giving general advice on becoming a content creator and says this.
You are your brand, not your YouTube channel, not your Instagram feed. You are that brand. You should always make videos about what you are passionate about. If you really like video games, if you really like Legos, whatever it is. And then the people who also are passionate about that thing will find your...
Yes, I'm gonna be making videos about jacking off. Because, hey, listen, I'm pretty passionate about that, dude. I'm pretty passionate about that. Oh, I thought that was to kill me.
Channel, and then you can share that love of that thing. That's probably the most important thing to remember. But there are two major types of content that you can produce, and the first of which is content for your existing audience, stuff that you know they want to see.
Okay.
The most important bits of that were that you are your brand and make content your viewers want to see.
Sure.
Applying that to Boogie shows his inability to grasp his own words. Take his second channel, for example, his travel channel where he rides roller coasters and the like. Yet it failed entirely because the videos were presented as just showing off the rides. Without Boogie or a unique twist, it fell into the niche of hundreds of videos just showcasing rides that have no unique quality or effort in them. Or back to his...
I don't know, man. Boogie probably make a killing doing like reviews on fat guys trying to go on roller coasters and shit. I'm not even joking. If this dude went to Disney, he could probably do a whole fat guy Disney channel about like, hi, can you fit into this ride or that ride? There's an actual audience demand for that kind of content. I'm not even kidding. You know, because I want to know if I could fit my fat ass into a fucking Disney ride. You know what I mean?
Tweets. Do viewers want to see Boogie complain about his failings? Does he want to share these failings to depress his audience? It doesn't make sense. Keep in mind, this is only 3 days into 2020, and already he reveals he failed his New Year's resolution of sticking to positivity, yet ironically, within the many tweets of support in response to his failures, he was only responding to the negative ones. By January 11th, he was seeking out criticism.
Yeah.
Besides again failing his New Year's resolution,
I want to hear your criticisms. Be respectful and kind. Oh, okay. Yeah. Those two things usually go hand in hand, you know?
Parse the information that he is, quote, a chronic peacekeeper. Confrontation triggers some of my issues, and I seek to avoid it at all costs, unquote. Now we have this perspective. And it only took him 10 days to ruin it, as well as paint himself as a liar and a manipulator. Pay attention to this specific tweet. Boogie claims two major things. One is that he was swatted twice in December of 2019, meaning that cops were called to his residence in...
What is he, a bug?
some capacity. The other is he does not know who called them. As to why this is important is because this can be verified through blotters, which are essentially police records because, as it so happens, they record every call. And with Boogie already being doxxed, his address was out there.
Damn.
And because
Why would
of
you
his
lie about this, brother?
inconsistencies, which are more so becoming lies, people fact-check him more and more.
Damn.
So with his address and looking at the blotters...
That's what you could do too, Boogie. You could make a whole channel about fact-checking yourself.
It turns out Boogie was swatted in 2019. Except not in December as he claims.
Damn.
So now we affirm Boogie is a liar with the
Well, maybe he just forgot the month. I don't fucking know. Who knows? I mean, when you're that big, I'm not even kidding. It fucks with your brain, man. It's like you're eating shit. It makes your brain function like shit. So maybe he just doesn't fucking remember, dude.
pure intent to lie. More importantly, Boogie was swatted in July during his time at VidCon, and not while he was at his home in Fayetteville.
Damn.
Yet exists this tweet where he says he took a picture of the officer and the officer told him not to do that. Forgetting that this was an impossibility, now fact-checking that original tweet reveals two lies.
Why?
It's already true they was swatted in July.
Why would he take a pic? Why would he say he took a picture of the fucking cop if he didn't actually with this guy? Well, what an idiot.
Why just wasn't present. So why even lie about unnecessary details?
I don't even know, dude.
Regardless, he was questioned as to why he lied, and responded with a third lie, saying that he was swatted in July as proved by the blotter.
Shit, dude.
There was also another swatting before he left for VidCon, also in July. And for some really weird reason, the incompetent cops didn't put it into the blotter.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. A-cab, baby. A-cab, dude. A-cab, brother.
Is now saying that those public records are incorrect. He was questioned about this more and more and couldn't help himself from pressing
Didn't he just, like, completely fold on that point when he was talking to Turkey Tom? No?
on with lies. That was lie number 4. Now here's lie number 5. In here, he was saying that now he supposedly cut a deal with the cops as they did not put welfare checks in the blotters since July to avoid harassment. Well, now how does one verify this? You reach out to the Fayetteville Police Department, which is how this image was produced, stating that, quote, no records are ever purged from our system, and there has never been, nor will be, an quote-unquote understanding with police or dispatch to make calls from public record.
Bro, it's so weird because, like, why lie about this? And then on the other hand, why are people, like, so obsessed with fact-checking? It's so, both of them are so terminally online. It's so weird. I mean, honestly, if you really don't like Boogie, just stop talking about him and shit, because that's what'll do it. That's what'll get rid of the guy. If we're being honest here. That's what'll get rid of the guy. But, you know, I don't think anybody, I don't know if people dislike Boogie. I kind of like him. He's all right. He's a something, you know. When people call me a fat fuck, I get to the point of Boogie and say, well, look at that guy, though. You know what I mean? I get to just deflect criticism, you know.
This was coming out in late January and was well documented in a Reddit post on Salmon Tolkien by a user that did very well to document the claims and Boogie's own. The user not launching malicious claims, but very much letting the evidence speak for itself. Now, how will Boogie respond? Not only was he 6 lies into this failed deception, it was another stripping of his character. Is he really a chronic peacekeeper if he engages in tactics such as this for no benefit? As is his theme, in response to this Reddit post and his outing of lies about something as serious about being swatted, he typed a multi-tweet long thread on January 23rd, 2023. Instead of admitting he is incompetent and shallow, he went with a very different narrative. He starts by saying this was him growing a spine. He changed from peacekeeper to fighter in 12 days. And
he was just doing a little bit of trolling. But that trolling was also based as fuck. That's what he's saying. I decided to do some based as fuck trolling, brother.
That he will be discussing what happened in his sponsored video as to flaunt how this revelation was actually positive. What follows this chain are likely more lies, as he says he was DMing a critic, something typical of Boogie, and feeding him false information with some truths. He accepts he is a liar.
It was all a
and is
troll,
cringe.
dude.
As per the leaked screenshots, it is true he was feeding that person lies, but also claims that it was the Salmon Tolkien subreddit that swatted him. Yet he previously said he did not know who did it. This is lie number 7. As this thread continues, he tries to make it seem like this was some grandmaster plan to have people from the subreddit fact-check his swattings and have them look up his home address without spreading it, which he somehow equates to doxing and will cause the subreddit that is shifted to be against them to be shut down. None of it makes sense. It was not doxing. And this thread also confirms Boogie to be a manipulator. He even says, quote, this was of course horribly manipulative, unquote, and was done as a recommendation by a friend in PR. Boogie, as we will...
What friend in PR? What does that even mean? Hey, Boogie, just lie about stuff. It'll make people like you more. Oh, yes, of course. I mean, if you really wanted... The only thing is that this could be true, but he would have to know that you have to do a lot to prove that that's true. So you would have to, like, record yourself going, I'm going to do a little trolling today. and then engage in what you'd call a little bit of trolling, right?
Later find out also has friends in the FBI and
Oh,
other
shit,
professions
me
that
too,
give him
dude. Federal
terrible advice.
booby inspector.
As the thread continues, he self-flagellates in repentance of outing himself as
What's
a
that?
liar and
Spanking
a
himself?
manipulator, and make sure people understand that after being targeted by them, this was the only exception he would make to engage in those tactics.
Yeah.
But now and going forward, onlookers will take into consideration that Boogie is a liar and a manipulator. In this thread, where Boogie revealed his grand strategy, users were displeased with Boogie's explanation.
Damn.
One
Who
saying,
would've thought?
"You mean you made your own police department look corrupt to get Reddit? That's a new low, man." Another commenter says, "Publicly accusing your LEO department of illegally falsifying records to get revenge on Reddit isn't the 7th dimension backgammon you think it is. A good advisor would tell..."
These people are assuming that it's true and they're still shitting on him. Boogie, you just... Bro, have you ever considered just not talking before, brother? I mean, damn. Here's what I do, Boogie. Here's what I do, okay? Instead of talking and making up lies, what I do sometimes is when I open my mouth, I just put food in it instead of talking. Now, you can tell I love to talk. But you know what I love more? I love food, brother. Beautiful stuff.
You to delete Twitter. It still doesn't end there. He also says the people obsessing over him give him anxiety, but also in the same chain, he says he finds it fun.
Oh, okay.
It takes some true creativity to handle this any worse than Boogie was. This same day, January 23rd, after a new wave of criticism towards him, he removed his profile picture with the Twitter generic one and left only a dot for a description.
Damn.
A couple hours later, everything was back, and now he claimed he was hacked. The quote-unquote hacker got into his account through Mobcrush,
Okay.
a sort of aggregator for social media.
The hacker got into my account and just decided to make everything blank. Whoa. Listen, not for nothing. I don't know. I would never claim to understand the psychology of a Boogie2988 hater. Because I'm not one of them. But I would imagine if one of them hacked into his thing, they'd probably do a little bit more than just go, "Oh, I'm going to take away, I'm going to make his name a dot and remove his profile picture." I think they would fucking cause hell. They would probably do some wild ass shit.
To be used by creators. Because of Boogie's claim, and really just defamation, Mobcrush came out with a statement saying that this was not possible.
Damn.
But it still gets worse. Now facing massive criticism for his
They got
persistent chain of lies, Boogie came out with a video titled Boogie2988 Exposed, citing his
Crazy.
friend from the FBI this time and going over the
shit.
drama.
He
I have a
farted.
friend who works for the FBI,
don't.
and I asked him how to deal with the online harassment that I get from a certain subreddit, from Kiwi farms, from places like that. And he told me the only way to fight that stuff back is to expose those people for what they really are.
Wow.
Within this
Crazy.
video are some truths of the aggressiveness of some detractors.
They also attack literally anybody that I work with. Here's Andy Senor, who wanted to have me on his podcast tonight. Here they are tearing him a brand new hole for daring having worked with me. When I get a sponsor for the channel, they letter bomb those sponsors until that sponsor is worried about whether or not they should work with me.
At around 11 minutes,
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And on the one hand, like, those people are obnoxious and obsessed. And on the other hand, though, you keep giving them food, bro. Like, you keep giving them scraps. Stop feeding them the scraps of food. Stop giving people an excuse to tune into. Stop giving people an excuse to tune into you and, like, shit on you, you know? Just stop responding to them, and it really will reduce.
Boogie makes
The
an
hacker
audacious
known as
claim in that the Reddit post exposing him was doxing him, just like how he claimed in the Twitter thread, and also foreshadows another event in late 2020.
This time they crossed the line, though. That's just pure
shit.
fact. In fact, I
Fact.
checked Google Cache, and here that is, right here.
For Johnny Cash.
This is what they did. They called the cops to get my personal private information and put it on the internet. And I know that now that I'm posting these days here, you guys can figure out what my address is. But thanks to them, it's already out there. So not much I can
So why would you signal boost it? Okay.
do about it now. So go ahead, show up at the front door if you need to. But by posting this, he violates
Smart
Reddit
guy.
policy. And more importantly, he violates me. This is not something that's okay
Sexually?
to do.
The comments were not having it. Some were displeased at Boogie still interacting with trolls, where Boogie said he was done feeding those idiots. Yet in a response
Damn,
to
what
a
a
different
lion.
commenter,
Lion
he
Larry.
says he will lie and do it again if it will help monsters like this pay for their harassment.
Damn.
There were also comments where they fight the claim that Boogie was doxxed through that Sam and Tolkien post where his address /dox was nowhere to be found.
I don't understand. What the fuck does Lord of the Rings have to do with any of this? I don't get it.
Only for him to reveal he understands that they did not share his address, only that other people could look up police blotters and find his publicly available address. This is still just January of 2020. There are 3 years of Boogie to cover, and it is almost guaranteed that, maybe not to this degree, you will find inconsistencies of Boogie for every month that he is on Twitter. By the end of this month, he released several tweets saying he is done and learned his lesson and moved on from repeating his mistakes. But here is where others get caught up in Boogie's lies. And that is, there are 2 parts to a mistake. The first is accepting it, understanding it, showing you know what you did wrong. The second, and most important, is applying what you learned through the action. Boogie only does the first half, and it is nothing but exhausting. Other creators see this and have been caught in this trap. Here is the Cold Ones podcast, released in February 2020. Involving host, Anything for Views, guest Keemstar and Colossal is Crazy.
I have been
Is that guy's name Anything for Views? Okay, interesting name. Same, I guess.
friends, or at least friendly, with Boogie for...
Just before Keem goes into this rant, we have tried to be nice to Boogie.
Oh,
but he's been a cunt to us.
This is a premeditated Boogie assault.
How many times have we reached out to him?
I'm going to explain it right now.
Go,
I'm going to
go,
explain it right now.
go.
My point of bringing up this...
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, man. I remember when Boogie would make some vague comments about, well, not even vague. He would make some comments about how he wanted to, like, engage in some kind of self-harm. And I remember reaching out to the guy, and it was just weird. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it felt like it was all for attention. You know? He would... I don't know.
The story is that Boogie has been a fraud for a very long time. I'm gonna.
I remember when he
stopping
came
him.
on Baited.
He was
I
talking about
accused him
Hitler.
of certain things and like asked him certain questions. He was like, "Yeah, man,
A fraud.
100%. You're right." It was like the most pandering bullshit. But you
offensive,
can't
though.
say anything after that
But you gotta
because if you're admitting to everything I'm accusing you of, and you're like, "Yeah, man,
Yeah,
you're
Clown was
right."
like, Clown's like, you pander, you do this, and he's like,
like,
yeah, I do.
Well, I wonder if part of it is just him. Again, just he thinks that that's self-preservation. He's just, yeah, I do that just so that you'll stop criticizing him. He seems like the kind of guy. Boogie seems like the kind of person who would just tell you like that you're right about everything about him and that he's a really horrible person just so that you'd feel bad for him and stop like talking about him or to him. It's, call that not having a fucking spine.
No, I do this. I'm a fake person. He literally said that. He was like, "I'm fake."
He told everyone
Based.
over the summer, this last summer, 2019, he was going to kill himself. So we
Damn.
decided that we would save him. Every single one of us took time out of our days, talked to him on the phone for hours.
My time,
Gave
no,
him
the
help.
time out of my day was, don't listen to these retards in the group.
Whoa!
Go see a therapist, you fat prick.
Regardless, we spent hours and hours talking to him.
Yeah.
And he would not take any of our advice. And it became very clear that this dude wanted attention. He liked people calling him and talking to him on the phone, trying to help him more than
Yeah, probably. He's probably a lonely person. I mean, I get that. He's probably just fucking lonely. That's not an excuse to say shit like that, though. But
actually fixing the problem. And that's what he was seeking. He was seeking someone to talk to.
While Keemstar describes Boogie as a fraud and his frustrations with him, Colossal describes the difficulty in not being able to push someone that accepts their mistakes. In the end, this really only hurt Boogie's reputation. While he was a liar and a manipulator for the events that transpired in the last month, he was also the biggest victim to his own shortcomings.
Damn, come.
But there was a glint of hope for his channel. Like in the past, he was making a terrible situation entertaining, and that was this video titled, "Getting a Real Job at Quitting YouTube in 2020. While the like to dislike ratio is not favorable, and it does have a
that looks pretty good for him. 28K to 11K.
clickbait nature to it, the immediacy of the silliness will inform the viewer that this is not a serious video, and is a skit where he gets a job at a gaming store and gets fired. Also, it had a good implementation of a sponsor that plays well into
That's interesting. Well, yeah, retire the Francis character and just be like the sad, pathetic 40-something-year-old. Like, not even joking, man. Maybe that's not the worst way to go. Maybe that's the way you should go there.
video's comedy. This shows Boogie is still properly able to make the best out of a bad scenario, and that the joke of the channel failing created his most viewed video in a very long time. Additionally, there was some interesting plot lines with his character losing money in crypto, specifically Ethereum.
Shit.
That's you.
And money? What's this?
That's the 6 months advance I need today. I need to invest it into Ethereum. Well, it's real low at like 169 right now.
Hold on. You're what? I know what I'm doing, dude. Shut up.
In February, there was another
Oh wait, why didn't he just keep doing dumb shit like this? What the fuck? I didn't even know he did this. When did he make this
video?
I guess
A
2020.
vlog in that he perfectly captures the criticism of his constant complaining, and that he plans to dedicate himself to avoiding the negativity of Twitter and focusing on entertainment.
Beautiful.
Obviously, I haven't really been putting much personal stuff online, and I think it's a big part because
I think that's something that he needs to stop fucking doing. Boogie needs to stop putting his personal life on the internet. There's a fundamental problem with content creators putting too much of their personal life on the internet. It's a boundary issue. You're crossing a boundary that you need to maintain. Like if you wouldn't go to a regular workplace and be like, "Hey, let me tell everybody about my fucking ball sack." You know, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it on the internet? I'm still going to do it, but you know what I'm saying? Maintain a boundary.
people don't want to hear about that stuff anymore. Nobody wants to hear about my problems. They don't want to hear about my mental health, my physical health, because you guys are dealing with your own issues. You're dealing with your own problems. So why do you want to hear about mine, right?
Boogie expanded on this in further videos, exploring his visits to the game store, and his character was more and more desperate to earn money due to his failing YouTube channel and his cryptocurrency losses.
Like, listen, I need your help, dude. Like, things are not... My channel is, like, dying, and all my money in Ethereum is, like, gone. And, like, I need this, dude. I, like, need this.
He was getting the advice to improve and try different forms of content, and he was. While he had in the past largely made videos around skits, these new videos had different inspiration like a slow-motion camera. Boogie also explains, out of character, that he had aspirations to start a business in the form of a rage room.
There is a seed of truth in this video, though, and that's I am actually looking at opening my own rage room or smash room or rec room or whatever you want to call them. Hopefully, if you come to Northwest Arkansas, you'll be able to visit Francis's rec room. I don't know if that's what we're going to call it, but hopefully you'll be able to visit it sometime soon. And I hope to have it up and running sometime this summer.
But this video was not nearly as successful as the last. And after a third video, Boogie...
Why not just open the fucking room? Obviously, people on the internet aren't going to be flocking over to go to... Well, I mean, they might. Some people might go over there, but for the most part, that's not really where you're going to get your audience from.
Even considering the advice of other creators, went back to commenting on ongoing topics or sharing facets of his personal life. On his social medias, he looked to be still dedicated to a strategy of putting entertainment first. He was listening to advice and mostly avoiding responding to negative comments and seeking improvement privately. Even in April, he adhered to this. But in May, Boogie did a livestream. Raw thoughts will always get Boogie into trouble. Through Twitter, in person, or livestream, spewing his incomplete thoughts will continue to harm his reputation, and this stream was no exception when he was prompted about the documentaries made on him. For context, Christopher Tom made the first focused video on Boogie's downfall back in 2019, and Boogie credits this video for compiling his repeat mistakes and destroying his...
Bro, you should just react to it. Just react to your own fucking criticism. Fuck it. Make that bag, dude. Who gives a fuck, you know?
Career, or at least speeding it up, as he said in this video also released in May.
The exact thing that I was terrified of was that Reddit thread would be broadcast to the world. A young gentleman by the name of Christopher Tom who had cancer, beat cancer, and then went on to destroy my career by signaling and broadcasting.
Are you saying, Boogie, are you saying that guy became the cancer of your career? That sounds a little insensitive, bro. That sounds a little messed up, Boogie. Why would you say that, dude? Why would you say that? Bro, Boogie's saying that this guy, that the cancer, he didn't even beat it. He became it. That's fucked up, dude. Why would you say that? Why would you say that, dude? That's fucked up.
Signaling my mistakes and that Reddit thread.
Good morning, everybody.
And every stupid thing I've ever done.
Yeah, true.
Happened. The exact thing I was terrified of.
In this stream, he was saying that Christopher Tom, because of his criticisms of Boogie, must hate him, and so does anyone else that makes videos on Boogie.
True. You think everyone who points this out is doing so out of hatred instead of love? No, I think Christopher Tom, certainly. I think Haberdasher, certainly.
I mean, nobody, listen, let's be real. Nobody is making a single Boogie video out of love. Nobody is making a Boogie video out of love. Let's be real. They're making it for that money, baby. And I'm not even saying it's a bad thing, dude. Yay. Catch your bag. But let's not pretend that it's like, oh, I really want to make this Boogie video because I love him so much. He's such a nice guy. He's a nice cock. I want to fucking... You've never seen it. Neither has he. You know what I mean? You're doing it for money. And that's all right. I think that's okay. Kind of. It's a little bit all right. Okay.
Most of the people on that subreddit, yes. I think most people do want the worst for me. I do think a lot of these people do it out of cruelty because it's cruel to hold somebody to task, to like broadcast their mistakes and try to destroy their lives. It's not cruel. Love would be to leave me.
I don't think anybody's just trying to destroy your life. I don't think anybody cares enough about your life. I think they just think it's funny and there's a profit incentive for talking about you. You know, it's interesting as well. Like, what do you think I'm doing here? Fucking, it's interesting, but it's a profit incentive. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm like, oh, Boogie video would probably do pretty well. I'm gonna pop that bitch up. I don't give a fuck.
Alone. If you loved me, you'd leave me alone.
This argument did not bode well, especially for someone like Boogie, who will be overly critical about others and ascribe them to spreading misinformation. Though does not...
man, if he's doing that, you gotta be like the Wendy Williams, where I think something happened to her and she's like, I tell you guys to give me some peace, but I'm all about the drama, you know? It's like, hey, that's what it is, buddy. Brother?
Provide proof or timestamp in critical videos where this quote-unquote misinformation is, and he himself explodes when he is accused of spreading misinformation. Christopher Tom, in response, made the same observation in his video responding to Boogie.
You just kind of have to not care. I mean, you have to care if you make misinformation, but at the same time, you need to like not care because you're gonna fuck up, and you know you gotta have a proportionate response to it. You know.
And that he never points out specifics.
Again, I hate that there's misinformation. I hate that they're being misrepresented in some places.
What you'll notice is that Boogie doesn't bring up specifics. He'll talk about the videos without mentioning which videos he's talking about specifically, and he'll.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense if it's specifically referring to other people. Only in the case... Well, I mean, it's kind of being referred to here. I watched the video from Christopher Tom on you. Did you watch it? Like, he is kind of specifically... What are you talking about? Wait, what?
6. He'll being misrepresented in some place. I hate that there's misinformation. I hate that they're being misrepresented in some places.
What you'll notice is that Boogie doesn't bring up specifics. He'll talk about the videos without mentioning which videos he's talking about specifically. And he'll say that he's being misrepresented.
But he is... That criticism doesn't work here because he's responding to a TikTok that specifically says, I watched the video from Christopher Tom on you. Did you watch it? And what message did you get out of it? So that claim is just wrong in this instance. You're just being stupid. Yeah, we don't even know what he's talking about. Did you read the TikTok? What are you talking about? There's plenty of things to criticize him on, but this one's just verifiably incorrect. I'm literally just watching the video going, oh, this guy's wrong. Whoever this person is just wrong. It's like he's referencing the video in the fucking comment he's responding to.
Presented without substantiating that claim in any other way than saying that he made jokes that were taken out of context.
After an apology from Boogie, this event worked further to destroy his credibility.
I just want to be left alone. I am genuinely sorry for bringing you up.
Yeah, man, I feel you. You know what you should do if you want to be left alone? Keep talking about it. If you want to be left alone, Boogie, just keep talking about the things. Just don't stop. Always give people more ammunition. I want to be left alone. What did I do? Just keep talking about it. Talk more. Keep going. That's
so that video, where he states that Christopher Tom was partly responsible for destroying his career, has other interesting bits of information. First is that he is investing his money into something, but doesn't go into specifics.
Oh, shit.
Fortunately for me, I saved up a good chunk of money. I've invested it. Those investments will hopefully pay off. We'll see what happens, right?
The Pingle coin.
He also understands talking about ending himself online causes much stress for others.
I think my biggest regret from this last summer was not going to professionals and instead going to colleagues and friends and family. Probably. And certainly talking to critics and fans was a horrible decision. So keep that stuff offline. Talk about it with your friends and your family. Definitely save it for the professionals. We'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Additionally, Boogie gives insight as to why he thinks he responds to negative comments rather than the positive ones.
In therapy, we talked about it potentially being because my abusers taught me to prioritize people who hate me, to prioritize people who are awful to me over the people who are good to me, because that's how...
What I find interesting is that Boogie is sitting here talking about how he shouldn't have went to like friends and family when it comes to his mental health issues, and then he's telling us something that only a therapist would be able to get, like... get him to realize that his abusers taught him a particular thing, unless he just, you know. So it's interesting. So okay, it just suggests to me that you were already seeing a mental health counselor. So then why are you? I don't know. Kind of seems like you already knew that answer, and you still went to people.
An abuser keeps you there. I don't know.
I mean, it's okay to go to people, but like in the context of suicide, is the, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's good to go to a therapist for that. But also, I think that some people might think it's just an attention grab, which I understand that.
He has set himself two
time,
objectives. Stop believing he is going to end himself, and stop responding to negative comments. The latter he also discussed in another video in May.
Instead of responding to that stuff, like I did so much to my own detriment, instead of trying to placate that person, instead of trying to help that person or try to get them to understand the truth of the reality by having a private conversation with them, I'm just going to block them.
Okay.
This is a good strategy. Instead of reaching out to random critics and endlessly talking to them, he will just block them.
I'm tired of being such a lolcow. And that is one of the reasons I did it so much. It was because I was forced by my stupid brain to interact with that shit.
Boogie believes if he stopped interacting with negative comments, he will stop being what is referred to as a lolcow. A lolcow is internet slang.
Yeah, probably. I mean, probably, sure.
For infamous content creators that trolls will interact negatively with to get a reaction from them and milk them for the lols, hence lolcow. But that is only one side of a lolcow. To be one, you have to continuously repeat mistakes and not learn from them. Lolcows betray fans' hopes to get better as their words become more hollow, and the only way to interact with them will be to portray your frustrations, because they make it apparent that even positive comments will not bring change. And Boogie is still a lolcow.
I like how after that strategy, he acknowledged that strategy, and he stopped engaging in the bad behavior, and happily ever after. That's my favorite part of this whole fucking story, man. That's such a beautiful, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing.
And a very shallow one at that. Though in May, he made 2 videos describing why it is a bad idea to respond to negative comments. On the 26th,
I love how he finally realized, hey, it's really bad to talk about negative comments, and then he felt the need to tell us what he's learned. It was a very, it was him like explaining to us, like, yeah, guys, you know what? It's not good that I'm doing this. He's putting it out into the universe that he's gonna stop, and then he just goes right fucking back into doing it again. And it's like, why even tell people then? You know, this is one of those things. You don't have to tell everybody your every fucking waking move and movement, or you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's almost like, hey, let's make content out of the lessons I've learned just for content's sake, and not actually absorb this as a legitimate, reasonable life lesson.
He made it a point to showcase one. Also in May, he described the dangers of alluding to ending himself in the online space. But in July, he found it reasonable to tweet this. A coloring of a diagram that represents he is constantly stressed and thinking about death. Okay. Immediately after posting it, he apologizes for posting it. He couldn't even last a month without repeating his mistakes.
He would have been better off just deleting it and not even acknowledging its existence. It's probably better off.
Also, a unique trait to him are his constant epiphanies. Moments of grand revelation meant to guide someone to realization and maybe a change in perspective. And his first notable epiphany of 2020 came the same day he tweeted that diagram. Quote, "Do you believe in manifestation and the power of positive thinking? The more I read about it, the more I realize I may have created my own misery." Unquote. 4 days after tweeting this, he was creating more of his own misery by responding to more negative comments, specifically from a thread trying to combat the idea that he was gaining a lot of weight. Which he was, because he...
I mean, if you're gaining a lot of weight, just leave it alone. I get it, it'd be annoying for people to speculate about that part of your body or whatever, but bro, just fucking let it go, man.
Gained around 19 pounds back in the last 6 months. Back to the thread,
a
Twitter
bulk,
user
baby.
said, if you weren't such a pathological liar and just minded your own business, you'd be fine. Boogie, responding to this, said, "Thank you for at least recognizing my mental illness and its role in it. But no offense,
He's not an actual pathological liar. He lies a lot because he's a fucking coward. But he doesn't actually have some kind of a pathological liar diagnosis. I hate it when people will weaponize mental health in a way of excusing behavior rather than acknowledging hate behavior, right? Because I do legitimately have like ADHD. I have it like to the point where I was medicated as a kid, and there are certain things that you know, become difficult. Like, for instance, there are times where I'm on my phone a lot and, like, I'll unintentionally ignore my wife, right? And I understand that. Part of it is, like, a fixation from ADHD. So what do? Instead of going, oh, well, I'm doing this because of my ADHD, I go, oh, I need to be more aware of this behavior and stop doing it because I need to give my wife attention. Right? That's the way you're supposed to engage with mental health and the different mental health problems you have. It's not an excuse to have bad behavior. It's an understanding of what behavior you have so you can correct it. That's it. So I fucking hate it when people do shit like that. It's so annoying.
I don't think it's me that needs to be minding my own business. Boogie also linked to the definition of pathological, which the informal meaning implies obsession. The beauty of this is that Boogie likely intended this as a way to say the commenter is obsessed. But the message delivered was that Boogie knows he is a pathological liar and is obsessive in responding to these negative comments.
Well, it sounds like he said it's his mental illness, so I don't think that's what he was necessarily trying to say, but maybe you're right.
His will is so broken that he was asking to be held accountable whenever he is negative about himself. For many, now in August, Boogie's attitude was exhausting and, frankly, a hassle. There was also a creator
Frank Hassel
that was turning out to be quite the nuisance for Boogie.
That's
So
why he said
Boogie
it.
decided to
He did
confront
it
this
on
creator
purpose.
through DMs as a way to stop this harassment by threatening tweets. Here, Boogie says it's okay to kill him, but just not his dog or his friends.
Damn.
This creator responds
What friends? I'm just teasing.
saying that they should do a video together where he gives Boogie a pink belly until stomach has friction burns. Boogie says he agrees to this as long as he doesn't mean any serious harm. Then Boogie confronts his creator on a livestream historically known to escalate dramas. The creator he was beefing with is known as Frank Hassel, an abrasive individual that used a strategy Boogie did not know how to counter. When Boogie brought up his trauma as a defense for his lies, Frank made fun of him as is typical of the stream.
He didn't know how to handle that? He didn't know how to handle being made fun of? Oh, shit. I mean, damn, he doesn't, clearly, you're right. But it's like, how the fuck do you not know how to deal with that at this point, bro? You know?
Speak in a very submissive tone of voice, like the language that you use and the way you talk to me. It's like
It's kind of gay.
You want me to dominate you. You're shaped like a punching bag. You're shaped like a bean bag.
I know. It's okay, Frank. It's gonna be all right, buddy. I love you, bud. All said, no bad blood.
This guy is fucking weird.
Yeah, all said, no bad blood, man. I feel bad for you. It's gonna be okay, Frank.
No
It'll work
bad
out.
blood. Did you
Yeah,
hear what
keep
just
the-
happened the last hour?
Yeah, I
This
don't.
is
I
the
don't
worst
mean anything.
blood. This is
I don't mean none of it.
AIDS-ridden
I'm just
blood.
playing.
Boogie.
I'm just playing. You guys know.
The only thing you need to think about, the only thing you need to know about is that I'm going to show up. And
This is what I'm talking about. It's this, like, fucking defense mechanism to act like a fucking coward. He's like a turtle. Oh, don't make fun of me. You're right. Oh, I'm so wrong about everything. It's weird. I know he's trying to be a little sarcastic and facetious about it, but this is his, like, dumb fucking strategy. Just don't engage with these people. I don't understand. Why even bother?
you're not going to win, and it's going to be the worst day of your life.
Which Willie Mac video?
Yeah, okay.
You asked me if I watched
What made
it.
it worse for Boogie was that he kept attempting to paint himself as a pacifist or someone with higher morals than Frank, only for Frank to make fun of him and cause outrage from Boogie that showed immediate contrast to his claims and came across more shallow than he typically does. The near universal consensus is that Frank demolished Boogie in the stream.
Damn.
Viewers agreed so did the callers. Yet Boogie on Twitter tried to give the narrative that he was the victor in this insult-slinging contest.
Damn.
The more interesting part of this was the
Why do you even want to win this conversation? I don't understand. What's the benefit to winning this fucking brain rot conversation?
threat that Frank was going to come to Boogie's hometown and harass him. This was further discussed through Boogie's stream.
This whole Frank thing or whatever Frank guy, that
Frank
scares
Futter.
me a little bit, but maybe he'll kill me, so there's hope.
What's more, the subreddit that previously rallied against Boogie, Sam, and Tolkien was banned. Also in the same note, Frank was further antagonized when his channel was banned in the same month. The next month, things escalated greatly. But before that, more contradictions. 2 months ago, he equated to exposing someone he is dating to the internet as an act of hatred and not love. It is malicious by his own words. Yet now in September, he...
What does he say?
Act of hatred.
I have dated several people since my divorce and kept it completely silent. I leaned that the hard way, or learned. He said leaned. The hard way that to expose someone I love to this hatred is not an act of love, it's an act of malice. People will never know. Okay.
And not love. It is malicious by his own words. Yet now in September, he was petitioning his audience for...
She's volunteering the videos. Should I? I mean, like, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily an act of malice. But considering the heat on him, like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. I don't even think it's about the heat that's the issue. It's just that stop giving so much of your public life to people. Maintain a fucking boundary. But I know he wanted to make content out of it, but that's going to put her in such a weird spot. Honestly. Like, Boogie announcing that his girlfriend, that he has a girlfriend and making content with his girlfriend is really so bad, not only for him, but his relationship. Like, obviously, some people that are bullying Boogie are going to potentially bully her as well. But on top of that, you guys just got together and now you're making content, and that's a pressure of maintaining the relationship. That's going to hurt the relationship in general. So why would you want to do that? It's not like you've been together for a while and have a healthy understanding of different boundaries. And that person is new to the internet. They don't understand the dynamics of everything. It's just such a dumb fucking idea. So, whatever.
Permission to include the person he was seeing in his videos. Besides being called out for inconsistencies, he was taking a victory lap. And then this was posted. Boogie continued to threaten that if Frank confronted him, he would use his firearm. A firearm that Boogie has claimed to have in the past.
Damn.
On September 27th, Boogie posted a video of someone ringing his doorbell, then leaving.
Okay. There's a pizza guy.
Afterwards was this unreleased at the time conversation between Boogie and Frank the night of the 27th.
Why does he keep doing conversations and shit about this? Like, stop! You're contributing to the atmosphere around making this content.
With Keemstar as the moderator.
Come on, come on, I'm on your town, but I won't drive the extra 3 miles. I won't drive the extra 3 miles because I'm such a fucking. Show the fuck up. I will fucking end you. Come on. Try me.
You are fucking weirdo. You have mental problems.
Yes, I do. I'm very open about that.
Then on the 28th.
Oh, I will.
Shit. I thought somebody was in my fucking house. It scared the shit out of me.
No, I'm thinking my roommate will. I guess so, buddy. Just give me a second to get my dog wrangled.
Let me get my dog wrangled.
Yeah, I am. Protecting my dog, bud.
What a dumbass.
Yes, sir. Is it cocked and ready? Let's just pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
Okay. Is this what I have to do?
Damn. You know, I didn't know all this context about the Frank Hassel thing, to be honest with you. Boogie really took the fucking L on this. Holy shit. I don't feel bad for this guy at all. I always thought, from what I remember, I thought that the dude just showed up unannounced and nothing was going on there. But that dude, like, he goaded the guy into showing up. And then he didn't even shoot him. So, I mean, kind of a pussy move, dude. I'm not even trying to be that guy, but it's kind of a badass. Guy's kind of a badass. He's like, he really called that bluff. It's kind of fucking crazy, man. Damn. Shit. That's wild, brother.
You fat fucking.
Oh
my god.
Oh my
Is this
goodness.
real?
Yeah,
Is this guy gonna kill me?
Yeah. In about 30 seconds, I'm gonna fire a warning shot.
Fire it now. Okay. Fire the warning shot now.
Damn. His gun even sounds kind of gay, you know? Sorry. That's not appropriate. That's not appropriate, guys. That's not appropriate, dude. That's wrong.
Boogie trended massively after the confrontation went viral.
He's gonna hurt me.
There
dude.
were articles, creators covering
Ready?
the situation, streams discussing the events, and possibly hundreds of memes made.
Memes.
Also, the day
Memes.
of, Boogie posted the doorbell footage of the confrontation after giving some context to the events that led to that. The video was titled, "Confronting a Stalker, Do Not Come to a YouTuber's House." The comments here were mostly supportive. One user recommends, "Get a lawyer ASAP. A warning fire can turn into attempted murder real quick."
Damn.
Another has a similar
Yeah, I mean, my understanding is you're never supposed to brandish a gun unless you intend to use it. That's a rule. I think that's rule number 34. Look up rule 34. Guns. Look up rule 30. Look up rule 34 guns, and it'll give you the answer to that one.
Message and saying, "Boogie, never fire a warning shot. You are responsible for that bullet." And of course, there were comments pointing out the surrealness of this tense interaction, citing Hassel saying, "You're gonna kill me?" with them summarizing Boogie as, "I guess so, buddy." Also, with Boogie holding the title Manipulator and Liar, there was a lot of questioning to whether this was faked or a stunt to breathe life into his dying channel.
Everything in my gut is telling me that it was
good.
It's fake. Everything I know about video production and the internet and everything else is telling me that it is fake, but I don't know.
Frames were analyzed of the shot. People tried to find any inconsistencies that could prove this was scripted. There was condemnation for how Boogie handled the event, in that he optimally should have waited for the police to come and not fired a shot into
Yeah, no shit, especially since he fucking goaded the guy into going there, so.
the air. But there was also sympathy for a creator that was harassed at his own home. This perspective was iterated among the many videos mostly in support of Boogie, and as terrible as this event was, it turned out to be really helping Boogie. Because of the memes and the absurdity of it all,
damn, look at that. That's a Fallout meme, dude.
The entire thing
That's
became a
That's
spectacle.
the comment
Two other
right there.
things were going well for Boogie by the end of this year. The PS5 was coming out, and Boogie capitalized on its release with a
Yeah, I fucking wish I didn't buy this goddamn thing for like $900 because GameStop's like, you have to buy a controller and you have to buy a game and you have to buy our warranty. And it's like, god damn it, I should just fucking wait. This thing isn't even that good anyway. PS5 is kind of cringe. It's not that great. It kind of sucks my balls. Whatever.
Series of videos. For the first time in 2020, he reached 3 million monthly views. But this was also the last time he would reach such a metric. Even so,
crazy.
he had investments in the background that were doing very well.
Cool.
Maybe too well, where he was oversharing and self-depreciating with Twitter videos like this one.
He's feeling a little too cocky, a little too penisy about it. You can't be doing that, brother. You gotta be a little more humble. It's easy to say, you know. It's hard to do sometimes. I get it. But
I just want to say that money is makeup
what the hell?
for men. Women who are not that attractive can put on makeup and look way more attractive. Well, men who are ugly like me, and I don't have to tell you that. You can see that I'm ugly. Men who are ugly like me, if you want to date attractive women out of your league, you need to start saving up.
Although in the past, he noted that exposing those that he is seeing to his audience is an act of malice, he still posted, albeit a not easy to identify at first glance, image of the woman he was seeing. He was also telling people through DMs that he met this woman through a mutual friend. But also he established that earlier this year that both his DMs will be leaked and fact-checked. Through his negligence and his troll's obsession, she was later identified through the tattoos on her fingers and traced back to Seeking.com, the sugar daddy website Boogie was infamously known for using. That's when they found her and contacted her, which Boogie claims to have caused their exchange to stop. So that did not pan out. How about Boogie finally distancing himself from his trolls online? Especially after hassle, the benefits should be clear. By the start of October, he says how awful it is.
I mean, at that point, though, he just got a punch of positive affirmation for having his interaction with Frank Hassel. So he's probably thinking like, oh, I should keep acting like a fucking idiot and owning my trolls. That'll be a really positive blah, 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 you know? I wonder if that's part of it. So, I gotta get this too.
And he is pulling back. 4 days after that statement, another epiphany.
There's a third group of people, though, who are convinced that I'm the instigator, they're convinced I'm the bad guy, convinced that I should have never, all kinds of, and they say you're a crazy, manipulative, fat piece of shit. Those people, I have finally learned that I no longer care what they have to say.
Boogie says he finally learned. This was a lie, as he continued to interact with trolls or negative replies in his posts. To be so weak-willed is a very dangerous thing, and though he understands that the weight loss surgery had done as much as it could, from January to November he gained around 12 pounds.
Damn.
Yet nothing bad would happen if he kept this private.
Yeah, you probably want to keep that, you probably don't want to let everybody know you became a little more of a chunker, you know? There's nothing good about that. So, yeah, why would you? I mean, sometimes people come here and be like, Papa, did you lose weight? Blah, 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 and I just don't even answer it because I'm just like, probably not. I think that you guys just think I'm fatter than I actually am. Not that I'm like the skinniest guy in the world, but I'm not that. I mean, I'm fat, but like people think that I'm like, I think people think I'm as big as Boogie, but I'm like 6'4". I'm literally 6'4". I'm 350 pounds. Like I'm not as big as this dude. I carry my weight pretty well. I just sit down in a really low chair. so I think people just see me stand up. They're like, oh wait, you're not that fat. Have you been losing weight? It's like, no, bro, I'm not that fat. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat.
Ridicule and insults were likely the results of his weight updates, and maybe he knew he was adding more fuel to the fire. That is one of the hardest.
I just don't think that you should make your content about weight loss or weight gain if you're a fat person, unless you've already lost the weight, you know, because it's hard, it's difficult, and people are just going to perceive it as some kind of a failure. Just don't even bother bringing it up.
Things to grasp about Boogie. There never seems to be preemptive thoughts. He just dedicates himself to his current feelings or ideas. Like this Twitter video he released in December as a parody of Belle Delphine selling her bathwater. As for his channel, his videos were just as inspired. To expand on that, even before Boogie's loss,
damn, that was mean. It just came off so fucking mean.
Loss of reputation, his views and interest in him were falling steeply because of his uninteresting, unfocused, rambling videos that could not compete with a new generation of content creators. And even with the advice from other creators to have focus in what he makes, he disregards it. And though he stated in the past he is not a manipulator, he still portrays not only that he is not one, but also that he is a man of much wisdom.
The public perception of Boogie is a manipulator and he's just talking about this stuff because he wants to get shekels and cash money, and you know, that's always going to be a challenge, and I hate it. But here's the good news. I know it's not true.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, you made it this far in the video, you know it's not true.
I don't know that.
So let people think what they want to think. Who cares, right?
I mean, you do, because you're bringing it up. Kinda, right? Like, I get the sentiment. Like, at the end of the day, people, it doesn't really matter what they say. People are going to, there's going to be people who are just going to misrepresent you, and it doesn't really matter what they think. Right? I get that. But I feel like, why making a video explicitly about it? Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just part of another video. I feel like that's a problem too, because almost like you need to tell us that you don't care, just so that we know. If you don't care, just, you know, don't care. I don't know. Easier said than done, I suppose.
They don't want the help I can provide, if they don't want the wisdom, if they don't want the knowledge of the mistakes I have made and learn how to not make those mistakes and do better than me, they don't have to have it.
Even here, Boogie spouts a nugget of truth and irony.
A little poop truth.
As my therapist said, you cannot rationalize with irrational people.
So
it's not a thing that can be done. They are dug in.
Super base.
Do what they do.
Thank you, brother.
That's why we're going to do what we do.
As uncertain as Boogie was, by the start of 2021, there was finally a reward for his lack of forethought, when he revealed that his investments in crypto were making him a lot of money in a video released on January 18, 2021, titled, "I Am Finally Rich, How Crypto Made Me Rich."
You remember back in 2019 when I was completely out of my mind and talking openly on Twitter and elsewhere about just deleting myself at some point?
Yeah.
I did something very stupid that I do not recommend anyone else ever do.
And I made a million jillion dollars.
But it worked. I basically took every dime I had in liquid funds and invested
I invested it into GameStop. That's the best way to go, baby.
In a huge gamble. And I did this at the advice of my friend Jesse Ridgway, McJuggernuggets, who guaranteed that money, saying that if the money disappeared, he would help take care of me and help me rebuild. Well, fortunately, the money didn't disappear. And my thought process at the time was, look, even if it does disappear, I can always just go ahead through with my stupid plans. And if I end up making a lot of money, then I can stick around to spend that money or leave it to somebody so that it could do some good, give some of it away.
Yeah, like my 18-year-old girlfriend. Damn.
Cool stuff with it.
Jesse, better known as McJuggernuggets, was Boogie's longtime friend and fellow YouTuber that could be seen in several collaborations between both channels. Their friendship is very public and has held through controversies from both sides, at least so far. Additionally, in this video, he is now deciding to own stupid people.
I like voicing my opinions, even when they're unpopular, even when they get me in trouble. I like talking about the things I want to talk about.
True.
I know it upsets a lot of people, sometimes very, very stupid people.
Oh,
and I also like the part where I own the very, very stupid
noobs.
People on Twitter. That's what Twitter is. It's now a toxic playground.
It's owning the fucking noobs, baby.
I hate to admit, as nice as I wanted to be my whole life, as nice as I've always wanted to be, when it comes to just owning somebody who's so stupid he's doing damage to me or other people, I've kind of learned to enjoy it. Sad but true.
Yet last year, he stated that he cares about his trolls. He cares what they think about their lives and wants to help them. He even positioned himself.
But you don't understand, June the King. He's grown as a person. He's changed. He's grown by 18 pounds. Okay. I'm just kidding. That's so mean. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, Jesus.
Above creators that ignore trolls because he cares so much. These contradictions are so prominent in Boogie's history that there are far too many to call out. And for that reason...
Why don't they call it her story? Maybe because of the patriarchy? Or maybe because women aren't that interesting. I don't know. One of those two.
Going forward, his specific locale traits will be referred to as Boogie-isms to simplify the concept of his contradicting nature, as that has become the only thing that can be reasonably expected from him. That and these Twitter videos.
Do you guys know the name of the song that goes like this? It says, Hi, my name is, Hi, my name is, Hi, my name is, Chicka, 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 Slim Shady. What's the name of that song?
As readers will almost always react negatively.
I paused that at a weird time.
Shady. What's the name of that song?
As readers will almost always react negatively.
Sounded different when I paused that. Damn. I was going to say, what the fuck was that, Boogie? That was the most cringe shit I've ever seen.
To Boogie-isms, as his words mean nothing, it is his actions that are typically received positively, from weight loss to other factors of improvement. Improvement, like his newfound wealth through crypto.
But there are so many of you who are ecstatic for me or happy for me to know that I am financially safe and sound and secure.
Yeah, we're jerking off to the
You
thought.
have been so fucking kind about it.
It's such a beautiful
and so
sentiment,
fucking
Booger.
sweet.
I love
and
you.
I can't believe it. I
can't believe it either,
I
man.
get just so used to
I
people
really
hating
can't
me
believe
on
it.
the internet that I had no really idea of how many of you guys are rooting for me.
But in February, he was still in for more. He had his cash in Ethereum, one of the less volatile currencies in the crypto space. Late February, it looked like he was making even more money. Not through direct confirmation.
Gotta cash some of that out. Put it into a Roth IRA. I don't even know what that is. I don't know the goddamn thing. So
from Boogie, but from him sharing his ideas of what he would do after YouTube. Meaning that he was earning enough to move on from being a creator to invest in his own business and start the next chapter.
I'll never earn enough being a creator because I'll always spend that money going to Disney, bro. You know? So fuck you.
His life.
I'm starting the next chapter of my life, and in the next chapter of my life, I'm not going to be a YouTuber. And that's
what are you gonna do?
okay. It sucks. I mean, it hurts a little bit, but it's okay because that's life.
In March, there were more Boogie-isms, asking his viewers for quote-unquote ass-pats for not having...
It's fucking... Listening to Boogie for this long, it's giving me a type of ism. Alright, that's all I'm saying. That's fucking 2 hours long.
Mental breakdowns on Twitter. Yet he was still interacting with negative comments, even claiming a user made 9 accounts to troll him.
Damn,
More importantly were these 2 items. Boogie pulled out of the crypto market and was confident in sharing his success.
So I protected all my
Did he pull out? I thought that he lost it all because he didn't pull out. So
money. I got my money, and I moved it out of the way, and now the market's tanking, and maybe I'll buy back in when...
You like the joke that I could have made? I never pull out. I've never had a problem, though, because I'm infertile. No, I'm just kidding.
it hits the bottom.
And with his newfound wealth, he did not need people to donate to him or the like. He was also labeling himself as an attention seeker.
Because at first I thought, well, that's just because I like attention. But then I realized I've received a lot of negative attention, and I do not like negative attention.
True. I mean, everybody likes a little bit of attention. But I understand that it's jarring hearing it from a content creator, especially when they seem to do a lot of dumb bullshit. So
positive attention. I like it when people are entertained and enjoy the stuff that
I like when people step on my fucking balls. That's my favorite type of attention. Dude, I remember seeing a video when I was young. It was this woman. She stepped on a guy's balls with like stilettos on. I can't even tell you the rest that happened, dude. That shit was red though. Came out red, literally. That's I was fucking flat. I've shocked, burned into my skull.
That I create. That's what I like.
It should be noted that a clear indicator of Boogie's mental state is how much he is tweeting. If he feels more fulfilled or distracted, there will be less tweets or any online interaction. In May, even though there was a warrant out for his arrest for discharging his firearm during the Frank Hassel event, and after he turned himself in, this mugshot was produced, he was mostly off Twitter. Finding fulfillment outside of the internet was something that was always recommended to Boogie, and he was doing just that. Things were not perfect. There were still a lot of Boogie-isms, and he still had a lot of money. Or did he? In this video posted July 9th, he talks about his continued investments into crypto and has taken some losses on his overall profit.
So for those of you who don't pay attention to the crypto market, just like the stock market, everything is down, down, down. This is a downturn. But just like anybody else investing, I put stop sells into place. So if things fell to a certain point, even when I wasn't paying attention, even when I was asleep, everything would automatically sell off for me. So that's something I did. Now, I did hit several stop sells during these crashes, meaning I lost a good chunk of the profit. So am I as rich as I was when I made that video? No.
I mean, it sounds like you were never rich, bro, because you had everything tied up in fucking in a gamble, basically. You're like, I have $1 million. I don't know how much he thought he had, but I have like $300,000. But you don't, because it's still in some kind of a dumb fucking really risky investment. If you made that much money, you should just fucking sold it and then put it into some kind of a slow growth account. Idiot.
This comes from a video answering questions on a subreddit. It is clear through the Q&A that people are still very much exhausted with him.
You remind me of one of those people that are depressed but don't want to get better because they don't want to lose the attention they receive from people feeling sorry for them. You're obsessed with attention and people feeling sorry for you.
Oh my god, dude. That's so fucking mean. But it might be a little bit true, man. That's brutal, brother. Dude, I don't even think I could handle that criticism. That's not even a criticism, bro. That's a fucking critical strike. Holy shit.
For a man your age, it's kind of weird. It's something you would expect from a teenager. That's obviously your interpretation. It's not what I feel like I'm doing. It's not what my friends and family feel like I'm doing. It's not what my therapist thinks I'm doing. But I do understand your interpretation of that. I think it's pretty obvious to even the dumbest person that I'm making progress, right?
Regardless, he was still doing better, and he was applying the advice he had been given over and over.
How's your crypto bags? Hey, so I was out of the game for a really long time, and then I bought back in during last night's crash, and I've already made some money. In fact, hold on, let me check my bag right now. Since last night, and it's currently setting at 35.21, so I've made some money.
I don't know what that means.
So I'm hoping it goes back up to its 4K peak, and I'll pull back out again. If it doesn't, that's okay.
Because Boogie's incessant ranting online is tied to how happy he is, then it makes sense that by September 2021, after buying into crypto yet again, even after announcing those losses in July, the further crashing of the market, the losses of his security would have him fall into his worst habits.
I'm just trying to make a quick 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 to, off of crypto money to fucking pay for this Disney trip.
The same month.
Hey, true, dude. Disney's fucking baller. I think I'd go to Disney with Boogie, but I think my wife wouldn't want to do that. She'd think it was fucking weird,
Of this reinvestment, he posted his weight on Twitter, 384 pounds. In March of this same year, he was 371. Last year, he was getting criticized for being at 363. It is important to note that he was—
Damn, he's 5'9", brother. You can't be that fucking big, dude. You gotta stop it. Don't do that anymore. You're fucking 5'9", dude. What the fuck? That's not good. I mean, it's okay to be short. I'm just saying, like, fuck. That's just fucking crazy.
Was asking for help relating to the weight, but then went on to post this Twitter video.
All right, gentlemen. I've called this meeting for one reason and one reason only. I want to talk about my tits.
He looks to have unfurled himself over a surface and what looks to be an indoor pool. Then you look at a video posted just 3 minutes later and he is shirtless in a hotel with a near-empty carton of fries.
Gentlemen, how do we kill the Superman?
We know this because Boogie says—
I don't understand the joke. I don't get it. I don't understand that. I mean, I get like fat. It could be funny because you're a fat guy. I get it. I understand using body humor. I just don't understand that specific joke. I don't get it. Has Papa reacted to Gina Cooney? No, I haven't reacted to her. If there's a video you want me to take a look at, just let me know.
He is in a hotel. 3 days later, he was featured on the Twitter gimmick account Fats Taking L's in a video that is no longer available. Boogie did not—
I actually did like a podcast the other day with my wife, and we talked about Eugene Cooney briefly. We never posted like the individual segment, but it's like a podcast. I'll put it in the description if you want to look at the podcast. It's all timestamped.
Act positively to this. Also lacking context was this clip from a stream around this time.
I mostly think that because I'm really lonely, and if I could find a dude who would suck, I'd let him, but I never will, because I'm gonna die alone. Even there's no dude on the planet desperate enough to suck this. But if I could find him, I would love him. If I could find a dude or a woman or a trans person or I don't care, whatever you are.
I mean, like a trans person is either a guy or a girl, so. Or non-binary, I suppose. But okay.
If you want to fuck me, I'll fuck you. I'm just glad to have it.
Peace.
At this point, I'll let you do whatever you want to for human goddamn contact.
Okay.
All right? Give me some human contact at this fucking point. I don't care.
Jesus Christ.
Boogie was making the rounds and being inflammatory. For this, he apologized.
So I'm going to go try to concentrate on the good.
Well, you know, the good thing about apologies is when you keep giving them, they just get more genuine. When you apologize for the same thing over and over again, it just becomes more genuine, guys. I don't know if you knew that. It's just something to keep in mind. Just so you know, that's how the world works.
And apologize for falling back into this old habit. You know, when you got a few hundred
At that point, just don't apologize. Make the mistake and just stop apologizing. Because I feel like people are more annoyed by you apologizing for the same dumb shit that you're doing than anything else. Just make a mistake and shut the fuck up about it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Just shut the fuck up. Don't apologize for it.
people coming at you hard like that, it's hard to not respond. But
in the start of November, he makes it clear where this wave of negativity through his side came from.
I have decided to go off my antidepressant. And in
Smart.
fact, I decided a while back. I've been off of it now for about 3 weeks.
Oh.
And I'm definitely
So,
starting
like, what was the reason for the decision? Was that trying to, like, get your dick hard or something and jerk off? I mean, I get that. It's a good thing I'm not depressed because I need to jerk off, bro. It's fucking crazy.
to feel the effects of not being on it anymore. But it's all an important part of a stupid experiment that I am trying, which I do not recommend you do. But did some internet research, watched some YouTube videos, and I found that psilocybin mushroom.
That's really smart, dude. Make sure that you don't talk to professionals. Just go and do your own research. So at that point, just make your own medicine. Boogie, go outside and get some herbs and make your own fucking insulin. You know, like how far does it go?
Which don't work if you're on an antidepressant.
Yeah, why? Why wouldn't that work? What the hell?
When microdosed, can help people who have eating disorders.
Crazy.
Who help people who have anxiety, PTSD, and depression, all of which I have.
Crazy.
That is an interesting strategy to use psychedelics to change oneself. This does confirm he is in a poor mental state and why he is lashing out.
Fuck right now.
This is the beginning of another meltdown cycle. These start with him feeling terrible, so he embarrasses himself online. He pushes back and embarrasses himself more before ultimately apologizing, only to start another cycle. In this case, on top of everything else, his court date for discharging his firearm was approaching, and there was a possibility he could go to jail. This stress materialized into a tweet about how Post Malone, following him on Twitter, got him laid once, and that he was about to have sex again with a different woman because of it as well. This tweet was likely a joke, but does land because it does seem like something that Boogie would do.
Yeah, I mean, if I was single, I would do it too. Post Malone follows me. Want to fuck? Really? Yeah, now you have this is perceived worth, this perceived value. You think I'm valuable because Post Malone follows me? But just kidding, I'm not. I'm just a fucking loser.
When Boogie's tweet is uniquely embarrassing, it was spread to other social medias. In this case, his tweet was at the top of the subreddit r/thathappened, showing a disbelief in one's stories. Commenters joke about the unlikelihood of this joke/story. She goes to a different school. It's true. Everything else I pretend to look for in a guy is really just a lead-in to finding out who his Twitter connections are.
True.
That was 100% satire. Really cringe and bad satire, but satire nonetheless.
Got him.
With 12,000 upvotes and 369 comments, it was expected to bleed into Boogie's own subreddit. And it did. In response, the man himself responded in a deleted post saying, "It's always hilarious to me how easy these people are to bait. Their rage is better than any sex I've ever had. Blah ha 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 ha."
Bro, just don't respond. Just stop responding to stuff. You know, it's like, whatever. Just stop. Stop.
He was annoyed enough to respond. The trolls won. But he went even further. He tweeted out this image stating, "I love that my post about the girl I am dating is at the top of r/thathappened."
Bro, stop. This is fucking... Damn. Sorry. It's got back like mine. Sorry. But, listen. Sorry. That was inappropriate. I got... guys, I have ADHD. It's not my fault. No, I'm just kidding. It's intrusive thought. One that one. Stop showing... Fuck. Stop showing this stuff. Stop putting this on the internet. Stop doing this. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing productive about showing people like your personal life in this way. Maintain a fucking boundary. Like you're complaining that people will make fun of you for your weight or other aspects of your personal life because you invite them in to talk about it and discuss it. So stop.
She got a kick out of it. This was yet another victory for his detractors. This took place on November 20th and on November 21st. On November 22nd, he announced he was done interacting with those angry at him in reference to the last 2 days.
Oh, yeah?
I'm done. I'm going to try really hard to not engage with these people anymore.
I'm done.
And again, I also tried...
Another announcement. Just stop doing it. Don't tell us you're not going to do it. Just don't do it anymore. Right? It does. The two positives to that are, one, you're not like actively telling us, so there's no expectation. And two, this way, if you make a mistake, like you don't have to play the same fucking apology. Well, that's three, I guess, is that you're making it so that you just come off as dishonest. Just shut the fuck up. Stop telling people your every fucking decision and waking move. You know?
I tried really hard to not eat a cheeseburger for dinner. And I failed at both.
In less than 24 hours, Boogie was back to giving trolls attention. This time, it was a postcard that was sent to him that supported Frank Hassel and hopes Boogie dies. We know this because Boogie thought it was a good idea to post it on Twitter. But in
Boogie, stop. This is what I'm talking about. Now people are going to send it to you where you're encouraging more people to do stuff like this. When you're giving people a pathway, an incentive pathway to send you hate. You're asking for it at that point. Somebody sends you something rude in the mail, instead of you're highlighting it. Instead of doing that, just shut the fuck up about it. Pretend it doesn't exist. Don't give that person the satisfaction. Why give them the satisfaction? It doesn't make. The only thing I could say is that you want some kind of sympathy. Stop. It's embarrassing.
In the end, this person's tactic worked. So in response, I said, and it worked. Dude, why are you giving them so much attention? Boogie responded back with,
well, somebody went through all the trouble to mail a postcard, right? So why not give them the attention they're so desperately needing in their lives, the attention their parents or women don't give them? Plus, there's this microscopic hope in my heart that maybe he'll see the tweet, right? And he'll show it to one of his friends, provided he has any, and he'll be like, hey, look at this postcard that I sent Boogie, in which I call him all and stuff. And his friend will respond by saying, you did what now? And also, why? And also, we're not friends. And go fuck yourself because you're a piece of shit. Like, maybe someone out there can hold him accountable.
He was now saying
I think he's just trying to dunk on he's trying to dunk on his trolls again, because it seemed to have worked with Frank Castle in the first place. And now it's just another attempt of like, oh, I'm going to dunk on the fucking trolls. But it's just stop. It's so stupid.
Wanted to give them attention because they would possibly gossip about it to a friend and be held accountable. That stance did not hold because on the 24th, he repents and he says he should not have shared that postcard. Next month, to end 2021, yet another Boogieism. Quote, my New Year's resolution is this. I am done acknowledging people who dislike me online. I am done addressing the mistakes of my past. Please help me do this. Unquote. Below, he posted videos.
Listen, I get it. I mean, I got to a certain point too where people would talk about some of my past stuff as well, and you have to get to a certain point. Just stop caring about it. You know, I get that, but I just feel like he's had so much more time to get to that point. How the fuck are we still doing this? You know,
still rehashing this message. Fast forward to January 5th, 2022. Boogie celebrates being 5 days into his resolution by breaking it. 5 days into my New Year's resolution, and I ain't said nothing about my mistakes in the past or talked to shy negative people. Keemstar responds, you just did. Boogie responds to Keemstar, you ain't wrong. Okay, but maybe that wasn't breaking his resolution. And then 9 days later, he went completely...
Again, stop announcing it, dude. You don't have to have every fucking thought. Like, you don't have to communicate every thought. Does he still do this now that he has a girlfriend? Or has he shut the fuck up with doing it? Just delete Twitter, legitimately. Or something, or fucking get somebody else to do it. Let's see. He's still on there. Wow, wait, he hasn't posted in a while. Oh no, he's made like 3 or 4 posts a day. I'm fucking dumb. I can't show you because it's just his tits sound.
Coming at you live once again.
Oh my god, the dude responded to the fucking June the King video.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Just what the fuck? Oh my god, we're gonna watch that at the end of this, dude. It's gonna be some... Yo, stop! Sorry. I set my alarms and they still scare me. That's a spooky boy. That's a spooky boy. Yeah, listen, like I said, make a video. I mean, I said just react to it, but it's gonna be some woe is me bullshit response from Boogie. I'm gonna go look at his channel and see, but I know it's gonna be some dumb bullshit. Oh my god, he does a whole fucking response. Jesus. My thing is just react to the fucking thing. Make your bag, dude. That's a 1 hour and 40-minute video. I'm gonna turn this into a very long video. I don't give a fuck. I'm not even Boogie. I look like him a little bit, but I'm not even Booger. You know, I'm still doing it.
Completely back to ignoring the positive comments and responding to the negative ones disagreeing with him. Except this time he was developing a new reason for this. On February 1st, he reveals to all of Twitter that he has a supernatural ability called empathy. He is hyper aware of others' feelings to the point that being in large groups of people.
This guy just said he's a fucking empath? What?
Called empathy. On February 1st, he reveals to all of Twitter that he has a supernatural ability called empathy.
Well, I think it's just called being an empath. I think he's just making a joke, actually. I would imagine he's just making an empath joke.
He is hyper aware of others' feelings to the point that being in...
If you can't listen to a video, basically I was a child with an unpredictable... What? With an unpredictable adult, this made me hyper aware of others' feelings. As a result, I feel like I can naturally feel... Oh, dude, come on! You cannot fucking unironically say you're an empath, Boogie. You're not a woman. You're not allowed to do weird shit like that, dude. What the fuck is happening? You can't do that, dude. This guy is like I can't handle this guy. I swear to God, he's testing me. God is testing me right now. This is insane. What are you doing?
Large groups of people is difficult for him because of his power. Also on the 25th, a weight update at 386.2 pounds. 1.2 pounds less since his last weight update 3 months ago, but up 3 pounds since his weight update before that one. The next month, yet another Boogie-ism. After promoting how empathetic he was, and that his New Year's resolution was to ignore the haters, he was making it a point to attack them.
Yeah, again.
I love this comment because every time I see it, I'm reminded...
What does this comment say? You really fell off, Boogie. Oh, yeah. Well, those comments are annoying, but you just have to get over them. Bro, when I see people make that comment, I just block them from my channel. I don't care. I mean, yeah, it's true. I did fall off. I know that. But listen, here's how I see it. People are like, Papa Gut, you fell off. Well, you know what? I'm fat as fuck. That means the ground will tremor as I do, which means I'm just going to bounce right back up, baby. That's another thing about being fat. I bounce. So I'm going to come back, dude. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming. Okay.
About the fact that, yes, 14 years ago, I had one viral video. And I took the momentum from that viral video and I turned it into millions of subscribers on YouTube and hundreds of millions of views and all of the ad revenue and perks that came with it. I went from being on disability and living in poverty to having this nice house with arcade machines and other great stuff. And you're right. Not as many people watch my videos as used to. But enough people still watch it to where I'm able to pay my bills and save some money every month. And I'm doing pretty good.
I'm honestly, this is terrible, but I hope I don't get to the point in my life where I'm breathing heavily just talking to people, you know, just talking to my phone. Yeah, and I'm doing pretty well, and I can pay my bill. You know, I just hope I don't get to that point. Then I'll be fucking sad, man. I'm sorry. I'll just say it.
I definitely fell off. But forget about me for a minute. How's your internet presence going?
Oh, got him.
Did you get your viral video yet?
Got him, dude.
Did you ride that wave of virality for 14 years
ownage.
And earn enough money to save your life and make your life better?
Epic empath ownage.
If not, man, don't worry about me. Get to work. I believe you can do it. If I can, anyone can. Good luck.
Get the fuck out of here.
There is so much to dissect from this 55-second Twitter video. Halfway through, he is flaunting his wealth. He is flaunting his nice house and toys. This is a less damning thing from people that have financial security. But Boogie's crypto investments that doubled as his savings were still tanking. He cites his average view counts as doing well.
Time to sell your stuff. Time to sell your Funkos, Booger. You know, maybe autograph them. Well, don't autograph them until people say they want an autograph on them, because I feel like people probably don't want that. But you know what I'm saying? Something.
Although his average monthly view counts aren't even half of what they were in 2020. Additionally, those view counts pale in comparison to the ones prior. Furthermore, his videos, especially the older ones, were being demonetized and cutting deeply into his monthly earnings. This is to say the material and metrics Boogie is trying to flaunt are not even real. And to attack a random commenter for such a basic comment, to then ask if they achieve the same things in an insulting manner is a strange thing for an empath that cares for their detractors to do. Analyzing this further, there must be a part of Boogie that is seeking this negative attention.
Probably.
That means something in his personal life has gone wrong. That something was revealed to be his ongoing legal battle that he was...
I mean, I honestly just think that Boogie needs attention, and then he'll calm down for a little bit, feel better mental health-wise, and instead of... He'll feel better mental health-wise, and then he'll get bored because he gets no attention anymore. And so he's like, okay, I got to do something to get attention. And he says some dumbass shit. He's like addicted to the negative attention, or any attention. I think that's really what it boils down to.
Taking a plea deal for.
And because of all of this, I was confident. My lawyer was confident. Hell, I even think the prosecutor was confident that if this went to court, I would walk away completely unscathed. That's why we got the deal that we got, right? Any jury who saw those videos, who saw those threats, who saw that harassment is probably going to...
Yeah, but if they saw everything, if he came to court with everything, nice tits. Sorry, if they came to court with everything, like you goading him into doing it and whatnot, you probably wouldn't have gotten as good of a deal. So I wonder if that information just wasn't part of the lawsuit.
Decide with me. And it's better for the prosecutor in this situation to get his victory than to have that court loss, I think.
There are additional videos on this subject released this month. One of them opens with a video of him selling a t-shirt of that event, and also confirms what Frank Hassel said in the stream that they both partook in 2 years ago.
This video is proudly sponsored by me and the cool t-shirts that I had designed here at Merchland. Yeah, some of these are the worst day of my life, but the good news is every time you buy one of these $25 t-shirts, $9 goes back into my pocket and helps me recoup the cost I spent on legal fees defending myself from arguably the worst day of my life.
I'm going to take a look at Merchland for my own merch. Okay? Because people have been asking and I haven't figured out how to set it. Teespring is like weird. I didn't like it, so maybe I'll take a look at that.
From video, he is trying to dispel the notion of where they...
I don't want 17,000 shirts. I really just want like one or two. You know, something simple. Pop a gut, incredible. You know, I'm not trying to have it being super complicated or anything. So.
But he shot may have dropped.
Like one of the most common memes that I heard that was just completely fabricated is that I shot towards a school or I'm in a school zone. My house is not in a school zone. Look at Google.
Oh, why is that, Boogie? Is that what are you admitting?
Maps. The nearest school is miles away from me, and I was facing the opposite direction, so I didn't shoot at a school.
Damn.
Another insane thing I heard was that I invited him here, when that is the opposite of reality. I told him once he was in my town that if you come to my home...
You told him he was a pussy. You called him a pussy for saying, "Oh, you're not going to drive the 3 miles, pussy." You called him a pussy, dude. What are you talking about, man? I think literally invited him to the home. If I was the lawyer, I would have found that and I would have eaten you the fuck alive, man. Not even kidding. I would have eaten you out. If I was a lawyer for whatever else, I would have fucking sharded on your balls, you know?
That I would be forced to defend myself. Do not come here.
This all produced more attention to what he deemed the worst day of his life. His Twitter, as it usually was, wasn't looking any better. Like in this video where he admits he doesn't even do basic chores.
For those of you who don't know this, me and my best friend of the last 26 years have lived together and been hetero life partners like Jay and Silent Bob the whole time. And 5 years ago when I got divorced, I knew I was going to have to hire a maid service and I was going to have to hire lawn care.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you have a guy live with him that would just do his chores or something for like less rent? I don't know.
Decided to just do all of that stuff for me in exchange for a lot less than those services are going to run me. And I'm so grateful for it because I don't think I could function without him. Well, I've got proof of that in the last 3 weeks. He's been helping a family member, and that's left me to do most of the things that need to be done around here. And I don't... Why... First off, let me say, why did...
I got to mow the lawn after this. I fucking hate it. It should be the last mow of the season, and then we want to put out decorations for our house. It's going to be cool.
They make being a human being so fucking hard. Wow. And then... if you're morbidly obese and you're doing that, I know how hard that is.
Yeah, man, maybe that'll make you less morbidly obese. Maybe that's the trick, you know?
In the physical pain I'm in and just the misery that I'm in, it's so hard to get this shit done. And then, if you're dealing with depression and you get this stuff done, you're fucking superhuman. wow, I don't know why they made being a human being so difficult. And I'm so lucky to have the people in my life that helps. I hope you have that support structure too. It's so important. If you don't, try to seek it out. Because being a human...
Yeah, I got a wife, Boogie. That's mean, I'm sorry. But it's kind of true.
It's fucking hard. And I think we all deserve a pat on the back for just surviving in this shitty world we live in.
I feel like our problems aren't even close to the problems of other people. So if this is you coming on, like, listen, I hate doing chores too, but you're never going to see me on social media talking about how hard life is because I have to fucking clean my toilet bowl. I mean, there are people getting bombed every fucking day. I'm pretty happy. I'm content, you know?
You really do. Pat yourself on the back right now.
Boogie admits to Twitter that it was previously his wife's responsibility, and that it became his roommate's in exchange for rent or something relating to his living situation. Yet he treats standard living practices as a victory, making himself an easier target for detractors that reference his man-child life.
Like, listen, from a mental health perspective, if you're like super depressed and everything, yeah, sure, cleaning your room, doing your laundry, whatever, that's like, that could be considered a victory, and that's fine from a personal perspective. But when you come onto the internet and start telling everybody, oh, my life is like, oh, life is so hard because I have to do the fucking dishes and blah blah blah. You're just coming off as like a fucking entitled little kid that has no understanding of how hard life can be.
Like behavior. Another interesting bit about Boogie's tweets are that he rarely deletes them. As typical for large content creators, their content creator friends will reach out to them behind the scenes to advise them to delete Twitter posts to help their friend's reputation. And Boogie is either not taking this advice, which is expected, or his group of friends is shrinking. Back in January, he spoke about how he and McJuggernuggets, a longtime content creator friend that collaborated with Boogie many times in the past, had a falling out in 2019.
So me and Jesse are fine now, but back in 2019, I was out in LA for a YouTube convention, and I flew all the way from LA to Arkansas, slept here for 2 hours, then got on a plane to fly to Jesse's to film his big Halloween thing back in 2019. And I got there a little loopy, a little tired, a little out of it, and I was being my usual Twitch self where I'm telling like goofy and gross jokes all night. So I think that rubbed Psycho Dad the wrong way for sure. I go upstairs to take a nap, and when I come back down, there's another content creator there
because it wasn't funny. I don't know.
By the name of Grim, I think from Grim's Toy Show, and he brought a couple of strippers. I mean, that's what they were. They were professional strippers, and in comes Psycho Dad, pretty much in character, and just angry and mad and screaming, "What ails you?" And he's mad at these girls for being so provocative, and they ask Grim and the two girls to leave. And it's just, it's awkward and uncomfortable for everyone there. And I thought it was a bit. I did. Grim handed me his phone and said, film this. And I thought it was a Storyfire bit. Made perfect sense.
Okay.
Turns out it was not a bit. They were just not happy that these girls were doing what they were doing. I think Psycho Dad was
What are they,
upset
gay? Just kidding.
that I didn't kick the girls out or stop them from like twerking or whatever. I immediately apologized to Psycho Dad for filming it because I thought it was a bit. Made sure he understood it wasn't on my.
Who the fuck is Psycho Dad? I don't understand. I don't even care. I don't even know why I'm looking into this. Oh yeah, he looks super like religious and conservative. Of course he's not gonna like that shit.
Phone. It was on Grimm's
Just
phone.
kidding. Those people hate the
Everything
most.
seemed okay, and then later that night, we're filming at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's exhausted and tired, and I made an off-color joke to Psycho Dad.
Oh shit, what is it?
Psycho Dad,
Off-color? What do you mean?
putting it very politely here, basically told me to leave.
Boogie also gives McJuggernuggets
Damn. And you
credit
left,
for his
pussy?
crypto gains, and more so now, losses. Another creator friendship destroyed was with Ethan Klein, the host of the H3 podcast that had Boogie on as a guest at least 3 times. On April 1st, 2022, Ethan tweeted out that there was no podcast that day because he was bedridden. Boogie quote tweeted it.
Oh yeah, this was like the COVID thing, right? Didn't Ethan get COVID or something?
With a message that established people do not like Ethan, and that Ethan...
I know... All right, yeah. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I really wish he would take better care of himself mentally and physically. Take it from somebody who is bad at doing nothing. It leads to ruin and misery. Dude, this is what people are talking about when they say Boogie is a fence sitter. He's got his friend, Ethan Klein, and Ethan is sick, right? And instead of just being like, hey, Ethan, hope you get better privately or publicly or whatever you want to do, he feels the need to be like, I know people hate Ethan Klein. I know he's sick, but you know what? He shouldn't be sick. And not only that, it's not even like get better. It's not even like a, hey, get better. It's literally like, you should take better care of yourself. So it's insulting because he needs to make sure that the Ethan haters will still like his post. And then it's also insulting because he's like, you're a fuck, you don't even take care of yourself. You're disgusting. And it's like, oh my God, this is why this dude doesn't have any fucking friends, bro.
Should be taking better care of himself mentally and physically. Boogie then tries to pass this off as advice, but because it was from him, it was nothing but insulting.
Oh shit.
Ethan, on April 4th,
that wouldn't be advice from anybody. Nobody would take that as like a reasonable, like a well-meaning advice. So
respond to this on his live stream.
But when you have someone muted, when they at you and quote tweet you, it still shows up. So I had to unfollow him after this because I honestly just can't deal with seeing
damn, he had to mute him probably because he's so fucking annoying.
His tweets anymore. He goes, apparently Ethan's in the hospital. I know a lot of people don't like this guy.
Jesus Christ.
But I really wish he'd take better care of himself. Dude he can't even wish someone well without sitting on the fence. He's like, I hope you live. He's like, you know, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I hope he lives. It's like, can you not sit on a fucking fence when wishing someone well, at least? This is the first thing I see. I know a lot of people don't like this guy. Fuck
so
you,
funny.
dude. Dumbass. Such a weirdo. Why bother even tweeting that? Who doesn't like me? Keemstar? You know?
Well, the thing, people don't like Ethan. Some people, and that's fine. Like, whatever. Don't like the guy. But the biggest issue there is that Boogie needs you to know that he is acknowledging the people who don't like Ethan. It's just like a pathetic pander. That's what it is. It's just stupid.
Apparent by Ethan's comments, he was long exhausted with Boogie at this time. Later in the
and if you're supposed to be friends with the guy, then why the fuck are you even saying, I know people don't like this guy? Like, why are you even playing that side? Fuck, we should be like, fuck those people. That's a real friend, brother, you know?
Podcast, Ethan realizes that Boogie just posted an apology to him in video form, but chooses not to react to it.
Can't do it.
Damn.
I just saw a comment about it.
Yeah. We should probably wrap it up since you're a sick boy.
This spurred Boogie into constantly tweeting about Ethan in April.
Damn.
Detractors of Ethan were backing up Boogie and framing this as Ethan always hated Boogie, and used it as another event to show how bad of a person Ethan was. But Boogie, in this chain of tweets, started out by showing how good of a person he was by not using this as an opportunity to attack or criticize Ethan for relevancy. Then, 2 days later, he says that Ethan, like others, was only using Boogie for views in the past.
Oh,
This
shit.
turned
I mean, there's generally kind of how things work, you know, when it comes to like content creation. If you're not on, like, it unfortunately is part of people's perception of you, you know, when it comes to other creators. It's another, like, almost like a boundary issue. You know, creators are only going to be friends with other creators for the most part, or like when it comes to like a more public setting, it's a pretty big factor. And if you fall off, a lot of times they're not going to be friends with you anymore. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah.
Into Boogie becoming the very same thing he was criticizing Ethan for. Boogie even released a video on the 19th about Ethan that has self-contained irony.
My take on Israel, I talked about that like the first thing in the stream. You could just rewind it if you want, or I'll probably post that video on my other account, my Del Papica. Well, this account, Papica Live. I'm not going to make it a main channel video, I don't think.
I don't know if it's the depression, I don't know if it's the anxiety, but most of the time when Ethan's making jokes, he's making jokes at somebody else's expense.
Good.
And he instigates more drama than he's involved in, which is saying something because the man is constantly getting sued and constantly in other types
Yeah,
of...
I mean, last year was a crazy year. I think everybody was acting a little inappropriately, and people are acting better now, and that's cool, man. That's how I feel now. I feel like you know, it's just part of life, brother. You know, part of evolution.
drama, right? So it just it makes you wonder how he did not expect this to happen. Don't be throwing stones unless you know you do not live in a glass house.
Late April, the veil completely drops as Boogie is fully attacking Ethan. On April 28, 2022, Boogie tweeted, "I admired Ethan, was a fan, looked up to him, told him that. Wanted his friendship so badly that I went back to do his show fucking times to try to start that friendship. Then one day, he shit talks me on his show in front of the world. I am bitter as shit. Fuck him." And he was bitter. On June 17, 2022, Boogie tweeted, "The worst thing I've ever done to Ethan is be fatter than him and still be more successful. He's just bitter." While Boogie...
That's what a shame, because you can criticize Ethan all you want, but he's much more successful than the majority of people. It's pretty. He did a good job with his career, whether you like him or not. So, guys, I know we were supposed to hate Ethan, but he actually did do pretty well in his career. I know we all hate Ethan, but I hope that he doesn't die. You know,
he is much fatter.
You know, like
than
Ethan. I'm starting to like Ethan, bro. To be honest with you, I kind of like him. I think that everybody was crazy last year. I feel like everybody's getting their shit together. I think he's all right. You know, I think he's all right.
Klein, he was never successful to the degree that Ethan was. There were also two other things going on with Boogie around this time. The first was relating to Ethan. Keemstar was being more chummy with Boogie, likely because of Keemstar and Ethan's eternal feud. The second was Boogie, for the umpteenth time, committing to not responding to negativity.
All right, I'm going to commit right now
to pooping,
to reinvesting in that. It's April, 13th today? Let's see if we can get a good 30 days without me responding to one of these dipshits.
Boogie did not last 30 days. He didn't even last half of that.
Damn.
He didn't even last half of that. Just a day
Numbers?
after committing to ignoring the hate, he tweeted this.
What is a number?
Since surgery, I lost over 120 pounds, kept it off. From my biggest, I lost over 200 pounds. So,
crazy.
Get your eyes checked, friend.
I mean, if you think about it, when it comes to my weight loss, I've lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You know? Now, I mean, hey, I was 350. Then I got down to 340. Then I went back up to 350. Then I got down to 345. That's 15 pounds lost. If you think about it, you got to do the weight loss math. So, I mean, who's winning? Certainly not me.
Now, on the 15th, he apologizes for his responding to negativity and then doubles down on responding to negativity, ending it with saying he cares about his detractors.
It's so hard not to respond to this stuff because I'm worried about this person. I'm genuinely worried about this person. I'm worried about their own mental health, but also, are they the kind of person that would do some crazy shit?
Yeah, whatever.
Probably.
Cool.
This is the second time in 24 hours he responded to negativity. And clearly, he cares about his detractors and their mental well-being because he chooses to compliment them like this.
There's a very common theme in the comments on today's video, and it's, there's no way you could get laid. You don't get laid. You've never gotten laid. Man, it's so easy. And I'm going to teach you how to get...
I mean, it is not that hard to get pussy. I understand that. But like at the same time, I feel like Boogie's not getting laid. So like that's why he's going on sugar baby websites now. I mean, I guess that makes it pretty easy if you do that. Okay, never mind.
Get laid by a woman. Okay, first off, you're going to have to go where women are. So that means you're going to have to leave your mom's basement.
Damn,
this got the attention of more
the ironic mom's basement characters. Criticism is wild.
Trolls, as it always does, and it never ends. On the 25th of April, he made a video about his body and his low testosterone, which gave us this line.
Not me, baby.
But it turned out I was, in fact, a soy boy. I was a low-T cuck.
These moments and tweets move up in the ranks, and
the pandering to the red pill is fucking crazy.
Gain traction. There are many viewers that are aware of Boogie that form opinions but never voice them. But rest assured that Boogie was catching attention from more creators once again. He was even mentioned on the official podcast episode 283.
Like you say, you know,
is that what that's called? The official podcast? Okay.
The thing with Boogie is like he's very open about it, and I think he thinks it's like a positive, but it's like I just don't understand. Like it's not the optic that you want to have, right? Like fucking everyone's a little different behind the scenes.
Like the zero boundary issue. That's not what you want to be optically.
You know what I mean?
Zero
but it's like,
oh, what, you mean being cringe? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
cringe on main.
I mean, I was looking at one of his channel recently, and it was like one of the videos that popped up was I tried being a sugar daddy.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, why would you even jump into that? You know, like, what the fuck?
Hey, keep that one to yourself, dude. What the fuck? Hey, I would only post that video if I was successfully a sugar daddy. You know, that's it.
Like,
Kaya has a pretty good theory for this, and I am slowly starting to believe him. So, Kaya, what is it? He has a humiliation fetish.
Boogie responded to this. Even with admitting to not listening to the podcast, he still equates the remarks to those of high school bullies.
So I guess my name came up on the official podcast again. Mutahar was a guest. Yeah. Charlie hosting, the usual guys there. And I guess they dunked on me a little bit. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. But they did ask a question.
Why the fuck would you just watch it then, Boogie? The fuck are you doing? I don't understand.
And I thought it'd be fair to answer that question and tag them in it. Do I have a humiliation fetish? And the answer is no. It is not a fetish. It is, however, a way of life for me. And people such as Charlie and Muta and everyone else seem to have a huge negative impact towards it. People would put bras in my locker in high school because I was fat and had man tits.
Oh, that's nice of them. Then you have you just fucking sling those goddamn things around then, I guess.
I would approach a girl and she'd run away from me like I was covered in boils and fucking bees.
Probably stunk, bro. Listen, here's my thing. I know this is really mean. Well, it's not even that mean. I remember when I was in high school, there was a guy who walked up to me and they're like, you know, you smell real good for a fat guy. And I took it as a compliment. Because you know what? I do smell really good for a fat guy. I smell excellent. Okay? I take that as a badge of honor. I know how to properly clean myself. So
I don't know what it is,
what's
man.
up?
I don't know what it is about me that's so off-putting and upsetting. But I used to...
Dude, if you don't know, then you got to get a good friend to tell you what the fuck's going on with you. Because there's no way. You've like trial and errored this 100 times. You should know by now. You have a poor boundary issue with the internet. That's your fucking problem. That's your biggest issue.
To hide that shit from people like you.
I don't even understand why the women would run away from him, though. They could have just like they could just walk away slowly. It's not like, you know, they're fucking, oh my god, here comes Boogie. We gotta sprint. This guy's gonna fucking catch us. Holy shit, he's gonna catch me. I gotta run as fast as fucking possible.
Just 2 days later, another Twitter video stating that he doesn't care if he is hated by creators, yet still cares enough to make a video about it.
In the last month or so, I've seen two major YouTubers who I watch, love, and respect.
Damn. I hate that, dude. That stuff, I hate that a lot when people do that. Like, listen, it's absolutely real and possible that a YouTuber that you like criticizes you, and you might want to pretext that with like, you know, I really like this YouTuber, and it sucks that they may criticize me, and I get that. But at the same time, I feel like every single time I see that, it's always just this attempt to make you look more reasonable. It's like, I really liked it. It makes you seem more reasonable, but also feel bad for you. Oh, I like this person so much. I can't believe they blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. I wouldn't give a fuck. If a creator I liked came at me like a fucking asshole, I'm going pure goblin mode. Purest form. I'm going ultra instinct goblin. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I liked this person. Fuck you, pussy. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit.
Done with my shit, right? Ethan from H3H3.
Ethan from
Mutahar, Ordinary Gamers.
Ordinary Gamers.
I thought about this for a lot today.
A lot today.
And I even texted my therapist about it. And you know what?
Yeah.
It hurts a little bit.
That's so crazy.
But I don't give a shit anymore.
Damn,
I don't like, no offense to
darn.
Ethan.
Bro, let me tell you something. I took a huge shit today. Okay? I took a big dump. I've been having good dumps. I've been eating like better, generally better. Not perfect, but just better. That's my strategy. And my wife walked in the bathroom and I said, damn, this is a huge shit. It felt real good. And she looked at it and she's like, Jesus Christ. It was. So I don't know if you guys know this. It's good as a content creator to create some boundaries and not talk about every aspect of your life. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that before. That's some good advice. I didn't even really realize what I was saying until I continued to say it. But hey, that's life.
But who gives a shit if Ethan likes you anymore? And I don't fucking know Mute.
Dan doesn't like me. He fucking blocked me out of his chat. Fucking asshole. But that's okay. I understand that. Dan's a pussy. Fuck you, Dan.
As Boogie would learn, creators' opinions were about to be the least of his concern. One of his shitcoins he was investing in crashed steeply, and that wasn't the only one. His panic was reflected on stream.
How's the crypto crash hitting you? Not great. I will take your subscriptions today.
I had a lot of money, guys, and I decided to gamble it away. Now it's your problem.
I will definitely take your donations and subscriptions today. Crypto market crash is not fun. I am sweating it. I'm sweating bullets, boys. You remember this time a year ago I made a video saying I'll never have to work again and I'm fine and everything else? Should have pulled out of the market then. I did not.
Well, it's not even that big of a deal, right? Because this stupid ass set some kind of a thing that would sell it once it got to a certain point. So you should have just set that point higher. So,
I mean, I think it's going to go back up at one point, but you know, for it is right now, scary times, boys. I'm not scary comfortable telling you how much I lost, but I definitely lost very much into the six figures.
Crazy.
Now, with his investments in jeopardy, there were even more eyes on him. A different locale, known as Wings of Redemption, even commented on his habits.
I'm almost certain Boogie's.
Oh, what was the
Cal,
somebody
known
donated
as
to
Wings
him.
of Redemption, even commented
Who is the worst human being, DSP or Boogie? That was the question. Damn.
on his habits.
I'm almost certain Boogie's like a sex fiend. Yeah. Like Boogie, like if you ever looked at any Boogie stuff, like he hung out with a lot of people that were obviously like escorts.
Not all conversation was bad.
Okay.
Likely through.
I mean, who cares about that? I think he's a fuck. Or maybe, but who cares? How does that make him worse? I think DSP's more cringe. Hey, what's up, Breon? How you doing, brother?
his newly repaired friendship with Keemstar, there were talks about him getting in a ring with another content creator, and word was spreading fast.
Oh, did you hear about Sam Hyde and Boogie? That they're apparently going to fight?
I did see.
Sam Hyde would fucking unironically kill Boogie. It's not really a good thing for him. I know that that's not what happened. It was Wings or whatever, but that would have been terrible.
Yeah, Boogie said he was going to do it.
It was
said.
Boogie.
Sam Hyde get to bring his. I'm sorry. Does Boogie get to bring his gun?
No, it was a joke, and like I don't even think it was instigated by Sam Hyde or anything. It just came up, and then Boogie was like, "I'll fight Sam Hyde. I'll get my ass kicked and punched and this and that," and like a guy who.
That's how you know he's never fought before. Boogie's never fought before because he wouldn't just get his ass kicked. You'd get fucking. You die. Like I'm not kidding. Sam Hyde would annihilate you. That dude's been training for years. It's a legitimate danger for you to even consider or flirt with the idea.
Has never been hit by.
Like I think that he thinks that it's just like, yeah, I'll get my booty kicked, but it'll be okay. No, you're gonna get fucking trucked, bro. I don't even think he knows how to take a hit. I'm not sitting here saying I necessarily do. It's been a long time since I used to fight a lot in school, but it's Jesus, bro, you get annihilated.
One who's 6'7" and like talking, and he was like,
He's
"But
so
I'm
tall. I
gonna
thought he was just
see what my
6'4".
doctor has to say," and like. What doctor on the planet is going to say that Boogie is good to go for a boxing match? No one.
That's what I'm saying.
In June, Boogie discussed this potential match.
Another reason I want to get into this boxing thing is because I've been offered money to do it.
You know, shit.
In the same video, he also delves into his massive losses with crypto.
That did not stick. As we all know, the crypto market took a nice big dump.
Yeah.
I made a couple of bad trades with the advice of a friend, and I definitely do not have that kind of security anymore.
Something different happened. Normally, when Boogie is having the rough of it, he falls into deeper anger, tweets more, and keeps on cycling through controversy.
I mean, he got like offered money for that thing, so that's probably why he didn't.
But it may have been the boxing match that gave him new motivation.
I was reading comments on that latest YouTube video. Boy, you guys sure love to see me winning.
Even with constant hate and continued loss of views and his savings, he was surprisingly taking a possibly genuine outlook on his life. His Twitter, still not entirely clean of avoiding negative responses, showed him putting work in the gym. He was talking about his strides in the
maybe doing the gym helped. I mean, it's gonna be a really positive impact on your mental health. My wife and I have been working out during the day. Nothing crazy, but we've been getting up early and we've been working out, and it's been really nice. So,
therapy. In his videos, he was dancing around enthusiastic with the progress he was making.
Is this the best I've looked in years?
And even though he couldn't fight the person he wanted to, Keemstar, one of the
he was so close to being on the level of Sam Hyde.
founders of Happy Punch, was guaranteeing him a boxing match once he found someone suitable. To add to these victories, a deranged detractor came out to one of Boogie's panels, and in person accused Boogie of being an abuser.
More questions. Anybody back here? Question. Right there, sir.
Other than John Lennon's musical career, his lifestyle, what are you a fan of other than beating the crap out of your significant other, Desiree Williams, like you did Yoko Ono?
What the fuck? That's so fucked up. Oh shit. Maybe he did, but I wouldn't. I could believe he wouldn't though. And the only reason I say that, is because he's got low testosterone, bro. Only dudes with high T are fucking abusive. You know what I mean?
Wait, are you implying that I hit my ex-wife?
It's not
I'd say nah. I say I hit her with my dick. Got him.
application that's correct.
Well, it's obviously not something I ever did. Yeah, my ex-wife is even...
Boogie should have said, wow, damn, I should have hit her harder than this. She's going around telling people that I'd hit her. You know what I mean? That's terrible. That's a terrible joke. Don't say that. Boogie people are take that the wrong way.
said on Twitter that didn't happen? Now. Well, she's never said the opposite, bud. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah. I assure you don't. Who here thinks he's right? Who here thinks I'm the kind of person that would hit a woman?
Why would you go that far? Just be like, that's not happening. Can you get this guy out of here? You know what I mean? Like, don't even encourage it. So, I don't know why you would.
Anybody? Who here thinks he's wrong? Let's hear it.
What the fuck is that?
But if you think I'm the kind of person that would never hit a woman, can I get a round of applause to show
The interaction itself is unpleasant, but Boogie handled it well, as the detractor was unable to produce any evidence to substantiate the claim that he was making. The reason this is so significant is Boogie complains on media platforms about people accusing him for things the general viewer base understands are not true, like him being an abuser of any kind because there is no evidence to prove it. And when someone brings it up, it is accepted that they are not being genuine and just want to troll Boogie. That's why it is hard to believe that it is that much of a constant bother as Boogie makes it seem. So for a stranger to come out and accuse Boogie of such things looked terrible on his detractors as a whole, finally providing evidence, sympathy, and credibility to the annoyances of Boogie's daily life. On the topic of his videos, he was seeing himself as improving, but also not making the repeat mistake of guaranteeing improvement. He was showing potential to change.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You don't want to guarantee it, because then if you fail, like I was saying, so sure.
Not just his habits, but how he was viewing himself. Could Boogie truly change for the better right now?
Could Booger truly change for the
Now
better?
in August, he was opening booster packs to experiment with content. In this video, he opened 700...
That's not a bad idea. Like, people might want to watch that. You really just got to do something and stick to it. Boogie has so many followers that somebody will enjoy what he's putting out there and they'll gravitate towards it. He doesn't have to like worry that much about it. So that's tailoring.
$100 worth of magic cards to only get 18,000 views. Even with generous CPM, that's around a...
That's still better than a lot of other people get. Who cares?
$650 loss. The following unboxing videos were also as successful. Yet Boogie was not lashing out because of it. Another boon was Kiwi Farm was down on the clearnet and amounted to even less trolling for Boogie. Could Boogie really change and...
Did that have something to do with Keffels? Was that part of that? Is that part of the lore? Is that part of the lore, guys?
Believe he could change.
But I'm beginning to understand that if I don't believe I can get better, I can't get better.
True.
In therapy, I guess I'm learning the tools that'll...
I think Boogie I think he really wants to be some kind of like a self-help influencer. I think he wants that so bad, you know? I just don't know if it'll ever happen, brother. So
allow me to change the way I think. But is it possible to change the way you believe? This is a video I've dreaded making. I'm asking for your help as we head into the holiday season.
Called I Need Your Help.
I need help. This one you're talking about? Hey! Hey! It's Fat Gump!
And just over a year later, Boogie posted a new video titled, I Need Your Help.
Why even make this in the first place? Just start making the content and see how it goes.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I said. Like, you stop fucking begging people. Just make content. And stop telling people, oh, if a certain number of you will watch my, would be interested in members-only content, I'll start making it. Make the content, dude. Be more consistent. He barely posts. He's begging for money. He doesn't even post. All he does is post.
Kind of like the guilt trip.
On October 5th, 2022, Boogie was once more gaining attention through Twitter and YouTube. Boogie, the person that...
hold on.
22...
What's that?
On October 5th, 2022...
All right.
22, Boogie was once more gaining attention through Twitter and YouTube.
That's crazy.
Boogie, the person that previously flaunted his wealth...
I was trying to see if I was in his algorithm at one of the top, you know what I mean? Just to be a cool guy at the top of his algorithm, you know?
And did things in the past, such as buy $700 in magic cards the month prior, use his wealth to put himself over his detractors, spent likely in the triple digits on being a sugar daddy, and stated he was ready to move on from YouTube, now uploaded a video titled, I Need Your Help. The thumbnail, themed like his other ones around this time, had him photoshopped to...
What he should have said is, I'm fucked. That's what he should have said instead. Instead of telling people that he needed help, he should just be like, I'm fucked. This way, it's not an explicit beg. It's just like, I'm fucked, you know? I'm just fucked.
Appear fatter. The contents begin with him stating that his crypto ones around this time had him photoshopped to appear fatter.
Damn.
The contents begin
How
with
did you
him
do that?
stating that his crypto investments were a bust. His nest egg was gone, and he was going to increase his YouTube workload to survive, while also asking viewers to...
He didn't even increase his YouTube workload, bro. I mean, you could get out daily videos. You could have went and streamed. You could have done something. I remember at the time looking at it, he never even increased his daily work.
I think it might have been...
Oh, it's him at the pool. Yeah, 1 day, 3 days. I guess that's okay, but he's not even at once per day. He's just for the most part. Fine. I don't know, because this is 7 to 12. He crashed my panel. Okay, Cool. All right, he's starting to do more content, and it's working out for him. He's getting decent views. It's almost over, and that's good. Stop making these baiting fucking videos, bro. Oh my god. That's one of the problems. Is he has such an issue. He has such. I feel like he has such a boundary issue with the way what he does and doesn't talk about. Too much personal life shit. $1,200 birthday dinner from Kid Behind the Counter. I guess he treated them. Jesus. Whatever. At least he's being more consistent. He's finally getting back to it. So you got to give him some credit, I guess. That's good for him. Okay, what the okay, crazy. Yeah, he's doing something. I mean, again, with his girlfriend being a big part of his content, if that does end, and it's likely, I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, what is she, 20 or something, 18 or 20, and you're a grown man, she's going to grow, she's going to change. It's very unlikely that she's going to grow into the direction that you've gone, right? So even if she's happy now, I mean, she's going to get older, she's going to grow up, she's going to become more mentally developed because she's not quite there yet, you know, like 25, and she's going to go, you know, so it's just a weird pressure to put on your life. But I guess catch your bag, dude. Catch your bag.
Support him, even with all that he said.
And then she's gonna sue him. Then she's gonna sue him. She's like, I want half of everything. I want half of all the money from all the YouTube videos I've been in. It's gonna. Hey, listen, mark that my words. If they ever have a falling out, if they ever break up, she's gonna like demand a percentage of this money or something. There's gonna be some kind of a conflict. I know it's really vague, but still.
In the past.
The bad reason is I'm finally in a position where I have to get back to work.
Damn.
And I'm not making any excuses here. You know, I spent a tremendous amount of money on dumb things.
Sure.
But the biggest issue is that I had a nice big nest egg. I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything.
It looks sexy.
That sucks. That really sucks. It is what it is, though. I mean, like, I've come to terms with it, but I need to.
Do I look kind of good? Here's the best way we're gonna watch this video right now. All right, do I look good?
To get back to work. I have some savings, but they're going quickly. And if I don't start live streaming and making content and getting ad revenue and stuff again, I'm gonna lose everything.
What's more, he admits his channel is worsening its decline because even his older viral videos were being pulled from YouTube's algorithm, which is ruining his discoverability overall.
Hey, it's not too bad, dude. Hey, what's better? Listening to watching Boogie while he's talking, or watching this? Boom, dude. Boom. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Kinda hot. It's because I got a lot of testosterone in here. In my belly. Because I drink sperm. Don't worry, not my own. That would be disgusting.
And the biggest issue I think I'm facing is that YouTube is starting to take my old videos out of rotation.
Okay.
The table, the Francis Mountain Dew video.
Oh, because people don't give a shit about it anymore.
Dramatic fat guy splash. Those videos made next to no money because they were short and because they didn't get a lot of ad revenue and they were demonetized or limited ads. Now they're making no money because they're literally not getting views anymore.
My face when work I did 15 years ago isn't paying my bills anymore. Like, epic. What the fuck? Like, oh shit, what a surprise.
Top comments read, just remember the reason this video was filmed in his garden is because if it was filmed in his office, we'd all be able to see his thousands of dollars worth of arcade machines, magic cards, and gaming memorabilia. This is the most interesting case study, watching someone who hasn't worked in over a decade finally have to go back to work. Guys, this man is richer than most of us watching him even after this mistake he made. He squandered his money and wants an easy way out. Do not feed into it. The world is cruel, and if you want to put your faith into something, give your money to trusted places.
Well, the crazy thing too is he still has the ability to make money, so begging for money was like ridiculous.
That will actually help individuals who need it. Don't give into pressure from
like this guy could have a hard redemption path. There's so much. There's that he's fallen off so hard. He could have the most insane path of redemption. Unironically, he's just not. But he has to. It has to go in a different direction. You know.
Financially irresponsible e-celebrities. It is clear there is little sympathy for the position Boogie put himself in. It is also important to mention, in the past, he revealed McJuggernuggets, the creator he had a falling out with in 2019, to be a motivator for investing in crypto.
Yeah,
for its gains.
We heard him say it before too.
And its losses. But Boogie still bears the responsibility, as he stated.
Yeah, of course.
The important bit was that Boogie also stated that his friend was to bail him out if things went poorly.
He said he would help him get out of it. He would bail me. That's the thing. Well, this is what Boogie's saying here. But from what I remember, from what Boogie said before, and I'm not going to go back to it, hopefully you picked it up, is that he said that McJuggernuggets would help him out in some capacity. He didn't like explicitly say he would give him the money back. It sounded more like he was like, yeah, if something bad happens, I'll help you get out of your bad spot. That's so vague, and I feel like it's probably just a call to maybe he help him get a job or something. I don't really know. Maybe you'd help him a little bit with money, or you'd help him make better investments. I don't really know, but I doubt that this dude was like explicitly like, I will just give you the money if it fucking fails or something.
But Boogie was not bailed out and made that video. On the same day, McJuggernuggets was going through his own controversy for what he deemed to be jokes against a former friend of his that recently came out as a woman. This evolved with other creators such as...
Oh, so it's trans jokes or whatever. Like, hey guys, don't be transphobic, but like, I'm not shitting my fucking pants about it. Well...
Kid Behind the Camera, and Boogie coming out against McJuggernuggets. This was moved to Keemstar's live show where different perspectives are given, and turns into Keemstar arguing with McJuggernuggets about their failed platform and becomes an entirely new situation and a rabbit hole that strays far from everything else.
Oh, did McJuggernuggets had his own weird thing, right? At some point, because he went away from YouTube when the whole adpocalypse happened or some shit like that, right?
Else. The significant part of this, in terms of Boogie, is that McJuggernuggets, in this live stream, admits he lost his wealth.
I mean, Boogie said that he would just take his own life if it went poorly, which is not good. You shouldn't do that. But that suggests to me that this McJuggernuggets guy didn't say that he would pay for everything. So I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a silly lie, a little bit of a little misinformation from Booger.
Crypto.
I wet my ass with 100K. We're talking about a real check.
Oh, good for you.
A real. You do too. You're rich too. What the fuck are you talking about?
I lost all my money in crypto.
It can be concluded from that he would not be able to pay up Boogie's own losses. There was quite a bit of drama surrounding Boogie around this time that kept getting revived.
Why invest all into crypto? Like, I understand putting some into there for the risk, but why wouldn't you put stuff into other means, like the traditional banks, stock market? I don't know.
Like a Wall Street Bet post, a subreddit that mostly shows the losses in investments was now highlighting Boogie's own losses.
Damn.
November was not much better, with Boogie tweeting more and being self-depreciating, which has always been a key factor in...
Let's discuss the health at every size movement, what little they can get right, and all the stuff they what little they get right and what stuff they get very, very wrong. I wonder, should I watch that video? Only because here's my thing. Obviously, health at every size is stupid. Like, you can be more overweight and still be healthy. There are people that are considered overweight BMI wise, and even in the obese range, because it's a very low range, that are still healthy. They're typically people who are younger. Absolutely. And so the negative impacts haven't hit there yet, but there's something to talk about. But I also think that there's like a whole fucking thing for fat guys, usually fat guys, to talk shit about body positivity in a way that's like deflecting criticism, because fat men don't feel the same. Shut up. They don't get the same issue. They don't feel the same pressure that overweight women do, because there's huge beauty standard expectations put onto women that are just not there for men. So I wonder how intelligent it is, but
his downfall, and he knows this. And like other things, he does them anyway, which makes people even more displeased with him, as shown in this video where he talks about his monthly spendings.
Hey, quick warning before I start this video. Yes, I know this is an overshare. Yes, I know it's going to make people mad again. Yes, I know it's going to cause the news cycle to happen over again. But hey, I could use the rage clicks, I could use the views, and the people that love me probably care about this.
So, how much is your fucking self-esteem worth, brother? Like, what the fuck? I might watch this later. How old is this video? Oh, it's from 11 months ago. I still might watch it. I'll put that there. Oh, let's see.
I'm putting it out into the world, and feel free to be as mad as you want about it. And then $1,500 is my employee, and I know it's going to be the one that everybody...
Why is it $1,500? I remember he didn't even put like food in here, right? It's health insurance, car payments, water, electric, gas, trash, sewage, internet, medications, doctors, visits, loan payments, employee. There's no food in here. That would easily double this. This is how I know it's not. That's not honest. Why would you be paying your employee $1,500 a month if they're living with you? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I understand paying them, but you're already taking care of all their basic needs are already met. You pay them like $500 a month. It's like, yeah, stay here in the house, rent free. I'll pay you like $100 a week. It's probably off the books anyway. And like, I'm pay for everything. You know, you have $100 to pay for like whatever bullshit you have. It's really not that bad. You have a living space and food for free. I mean, what else do you really need? That's a lot. $100 is not that bad. Well, you gotta do some fucking chores.
harps on, but this person does way more than $1,500 worth of work, whether it's mowing the lawn, painting the walls, cleaning the house, doing shit that I physically cannot do because my back is broken. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do without him. I guess
My back's broken. It's spinal.
And maid service. All that's
lawn maintenance is like $40 a week, bro.
more expensive than what he's currently getting paid, man. So I don't know what I'm going to do without him, but that's probably the first expense that has to get cut. That means in order to maintain this current lifestyle, I need to make about $75,000 a year.
Wow.
His monthly spendings were not
That's not even including taxes, so incredible.
looked upon warmly. One of the comments on this video reads, $75K in expenses per year is outrageous. Most people don't even make that much as their salary. 2 days later, on November 3rd, he announces he is making an OnlyFans as both a joke and to get people angry at him.
He probably would have done it if he got enough positive reception.
I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, and that's one of the reasons I want to do it, but I also think it's going to entertain a lot of people.
The video in which he announces was titled 380 pounds, a weight loss of 6 from his last update. There is another issue with the weight updates that goes beyond publicizing the gains and losses, because when he goes long periods of not announcing his weight, people will assume he gained too much to reveal how much he weighs. As for the OnlyFans, Boogie did make it and advertised it through Twitter and YouTube, while also joking about collaborating with other OnlyFans creators. As Boogie predicted, it did not come off well. As expected,
probably didn't even make any money.
It worked even worse in Boogie's favor.
Wow.
It only gets worse.
Oh shit.
On the 15th, he announced he has a rare form of cancer.
Turns out I got a rare blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which basically makes your body produce too many red blood cells. And when I started taking that testosterone supplement 7 or 8 years ago, however long it's been, we knew that this was a possibility. But the good news is, I mean, this is a disease that takes a really long time to get you.
I'm also pretty sure it's very manageable. So, I mean, I think that your eating problems will probably take you out before whatever this is does.
There were many emotions about Boogie, none happy for him. There was sympathy purely for the position he was in, and also
what is it called? Polycythemia. Life expectancy after diagnosis is about 20 years. The most common occurrence. Yeah. Most common occurrence of death is from blood clots. Like, listen, not for nothing, but this is probably something that older people get. It doesn't really seem. I don't know, dude. You know, it's not good, obviously, but I feel like, listen, dude, I know I shouldn't say this, but I feel like part of him is happy that he got something like this, that he got something that that's some form of cancer, because it's not really fatal. 20 years. The reason it's probably a 20-year life expectancy is probably because people who are older get it. It says that most people live into like 77 with it. He's definitely going to eat himself to death before this takes him out. He probably liked the fact that he got to garner some sympathy from this. So I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but yeah, okay.
None happy for him. There was sympathy purely for the position he was in, and also displeasure for the position he put himself in. Some comments were even questioning if Boogie had cancer. Through and through, a big part of the sympathy was knowing Boogie as self-sabotaging. It was that it's difficult to be entirely angry at someone that doesn't truly grasp how much they are damaging themselves. A feeling that comes from viewing a person devoid of self-respect. On the 24th of November, he responds to a comment notifying him of a new Sunny V2 video on him, in where he says,
"This was funny, man.
I don't watch his trash, especially on a holiday, but it's probably classic Sunny V2 shit. He does what he..."
Kind of true. Sunny V2 does make shitty content sometimes. I mean, he does. I mean, people enjoy him. I mean, his content flow is solid. His just some of his opinions are dumb as shit. Like Chris Tyson, or some of his weird opinions on certain like aspects of somebody failing. He's so weird. Sunny V2, I think, is just completely obsessed with work, and everything he looks at is filtered through being a content creator. But, yeah.
He does, so let them do it. But Boogie made an exception for this video because he reacted to it 4 days later on his channel. This marks the end of...
He should have fucking legit reacted. He should have Papa Gut reacted to it, you know?
The late 2022 Boogie drama cycle. He has calmed down and entered stasis. What emerged in 2023 was mixed. His 5 years worth of videos, as he claims, were now all demonetized because of new YouTube guidelines, with even less money coming in.
I think there was something, they did a change somewhat, maybe it was like a year ago, but somewhat recently I saw other content creators like Moist Critical complaining about it, where they were being much more aggressive about any level of curse word within the first few seconds or something, so it might have had something to do with that, obviously, but...
And he was saying he may have to start e-begging.
I'm going to be at the doctor's office more than I'm going to be online. And I'll be honest with you, I know people are going to say this is me e-begging and shit. It's not. But I worry about how much fucking copay and shit there is in this stuff. I don't know.
Ask me anything. Offer a single bit or a sub or a donation to ask your question. So all I have to do is offer the bit or the sub. I will offer you one sub to ask a question, Boogie. What the fuck is going on with you, dude?
Yeah, because I haven't done the appointments. But if it like taps me out, I'm really gonna.
I'm not actually gonna get it. I'm just gonna offer it.
I have to e-bag. I probably will really have to come in here every night and be like, "Fuck, dude, I really need the fucking money to pay my fucking medical bills."
You ever think about making content? You know.
You know what I'm saying?
This taking place in February also had another notable thing happen. There was a documentary being made on him and
Mike
his failings, created by someone that goes by Mike Klum.
I think it's supposed to be like my cum. I think they had to put an L in there because cum would have gotten censored. My Klum. I'm so immature, dude. It's just so funny to me.
Mike Klum doesn't have much media presence,
Mike Klum.
but the important bit was that this documentary was meant to have a hopeful outlook, at least before Klum met Boogie in person and had this to say.
You genuinely believe that I could make a comeback?
I did when I showed up, but I'm slowly realizing that you're absolutely fucked.
Okay.
He could make a comeback. I mean, he probably can't do it himself because he doesn't have the fucking mentality. But yes, you can make a comeback. It's not going to be in some kind of comedy or humor. You clearly, I don't know, you don't have, I don't know, I guess you just don't have the fucking confidence or something anymore. But yeah, no, he could come back. He could definitely come back. He just needs to get his shit together. So do that. Your shit together, dude. You know? I mean, he would just have to do something different. Honestly, a podcast, again, probably not the worst idea for him to do. He could do some kind of a current events podcast, whatever. It really wouldn't be that big of an issue. Day after 2:30 tomorrow. Okay, sorry, my mother is messaging me.
All right, so
unfortunately,
okay, all right. If you were obviously brilliant businessman, okay?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
obviously
brilliant.
very sexy.
Okay,
Ew,
so sexy.
Okay.
While Klum's documentary has not released, Boogie did make his own video on his downfall that mimics those about him. Outwardly, these negative happenings in 2023 were already expected of Boogie, yet he was saying he was doing better than ever because of the mushrooms he's been taking to help change his perspective. He even made this Twitter video.
I woke up today just feeling good, just kind of glad to be in the world and just kind of happy.
Nice.
And it made me reflect on something. Have you ever heard the phrase, you don't know what you're missing? Right?
Of course.
I didn't know what I was missing this whole time.
Wow.
I didn't know that you could just wake up and enjoy being alive and enjoy the day without having to put a little bit of work into it.
But this must be a farce, right?
Hey, that's what happens when you have pride in your life because you actually do something, and you, right? Part of the reason why Boogie's probably was so depressed is because he doesn't do anything. He doesn't, or at least he didn't at this time, put any energy into anything. You're going to feel so much shittier about yourself when you have nothing to feel proud of yourself for. Like, no shit. It's probably a huge aspect of it.
Boogie has set himself a cycle of anger, lashing out, apologizing, then repeating. However, this time he acknowledges the cycle and is trying to break it. Even when explaining his shortcomings, he wasn't expressing them as pure failures, but making light of them. In March, Boogie mentions how much he spent being a sugar daddy.
How about the 100K in sugaring? Yeah, like I said, that was a bit
Jesus
much.
Christ.
And the 100K in sugaring was going to Los Angeles, going to Disneyland. That was including all of my trips. There's no woman out there that got $100,000 from me, but I paid for hotel rooms.
Jesus
I paid
Christ,
for Disneyland. Dude. I paid for fucking New York. I paid for all of these
not even
cool
Disney
trips
World, dude?
for me as well as them.
Boogie kept on stating how sorry he was for being such a fool in the past and that he was actually changing. Though it's been at least 4 months since a major breakdown, viewers are again granted with the choice to either believe Boogie is a man of his word, only to be made a fool when he fails because he is a locale and failing is what they do, or, what has proven to be the safer bet, viewers can disregard Boogie's words and anticipate his failures and be correct that Boogie will not change as he's proven in the past. But never has a belief in Boogie, at least as of recently, mattered until now, because as it was coming out, Boogie was going to box Wings of Redemption. 2 of the largest locales were now rumored to fight. It was
literally
was almost too good to be true. 2 of the internet's laughingstocks that are known for their lack of commitment were now going to train, meet in a ring, and fight.
Damn, what a terrible legacy to have, bro. That's fucked up.
Certainly not,
Oh my
which is
God.
how the internet was responding.
He wants to fight Wings of Redemption.
Yes.
In a pie eating contest?
That's after.
Oh, that'd be before. Load up.
Those 2 are gonna box? What? What quack is gonna clear that?
I'm pretty opinionated on it. I think
That was the same thing I said. Like, what kind of a fucking doctor would ever clear that? That would be so irresponsible. I'm surprised it happened.
it's really stupid and irresponsible that people would even ask for that.
There is a non-0% chance that one of them will die.
Whether or not the fight was happening was the biggest conversation surrounding it, even more than who would win. But Boogie, now in April, was surprisingly still dedicated. He was saying the right things, like how Twitter was poorly affecting his image and why he wants to get off it.
Fuck Twitter. That place is a cesspool. That deters its own dedicated
Freak
video
Twitter,
as well,
dude.
but I'm so done with that place. I mean, I'll probably tweet a couple times a day for the rest of my life, say hello and post videos and live streams and stuff, but I think I'm done using it as like a social thing where I try to get validation, because
finally, huh?
it is the opposite of validating.
Boogie was now saying he'd rather be—
Well, when he gets some weird validation out of getting bullied, like, yeah, it is still validating. Just weirdly, I guess it's like he wants to be validated that he's relevant, not necessarily validated that people like him.
genuine that fall to any criticism like he's known for doing in the past.
A big
But
rapper.
these words are only that. What matters are only his actions, and to even imagine the fight would happen, both Boogie and Wings would need to sign a contract binding them to the fight.
You know, that always goes back full circle to where I started when we first heard
Oh.
about this, saying that like this isn't going to happen. But I've been assured by people behind the scenes, like as recently as a week or 2 ago, that like it's 100% happening.
Dude.
And I believed them. And now like I see those DMs and it's like maybe it's
Yeah,
maybe it's
if he
not
hasn't,
even
if he hasn't
happening.
signed it, it's not gonna happen. I wouldn't guess, right?
And then Keemstar released a video.
There it is!
Wow.
Boogie, classically on Twitter, was
There it goes, guys, signing away their dignity and self-respect on that one. Because that was what the whole fight was about, just 2 fat guys boxing so everybody could laugh at them. So, sad stuff.
also later in the video signing the contract. The fight was going to happen. And something else, also amazing, happened. Sure, both fighters were getting support for showing commitment, but even greater, Wings of Redemption trolls were supporting Boogie, and Boogie trolls were
Damn.
going and supporting Wings. The like-to-dislike ratios on Boogie's videos made in promotion of the fight were higher than nearly any video he had released in the last 3 years. He was working out every day. He was getting a paycheck to fight and getting support from creators that previously only voiced their disappointments. As every day inched towards the May 13th fight, every day not walking out of this fight was a victory for both creators. On May 12th were the weigh-ins. Boogie weighed at 391.6 pounds and Wings was 404.3 pounds. It is also important to note that Wings is 10 years younger than Boogie, and commenters also point out that he is more flexible, faster, and a beast of a man. And then came the day of the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the Happy Punch main event of Boogie tonight.
Wow, so hype.
Wings of Redemption.
Wow.
Even though
I remember when he walked down, because I saw somebody else talking about it. He walked down and he was singing some dumb fucking song. Like Holler for $1. It's wild shit.
this was just an undercard fight, it was all the commentary community was interested in. It was completely surreal to see these fighters come out, enter the ring, and touch gloves. The bell ringing was a wake-up call into the strange new reality everyone was witnessing.
Locked in over there. He's ready to go.
The first round, Wings came out aggressive. Boogie could only be defensive. Punch after punch.
Well, yeah, I think fucking Wings won, right? Like, he beat the shit out of him. Who would have thought?
Wings
10 years
never
younger. Like, he's comparatively in better health, so.
Gave Boogie any breathing room. By the first 30 seconds of round 1 in this 3-round match, the winner was already clear. By round 2, at 33 seconds, it was called. Boogie had only landed a single punch to the 25 Wings landed.
25 wing flappers, baby.
Stunt stops the contest, and therefore your winner, Wings.
Damn. Dude's fucking exhausted. I mean, if you could do that, Boogie, you can start doing your own chores. I thought his fucking back broke. I thought it was spinal. What happened to that?
Redemption.
Wings of Redemption had won.
He was redeemed.
As it is in boxing or any other competitive event, the victor gets his spoils and celebration, but the loser is also celebrated for their commitment in doing something extremely difficult by all aspects, especially in Boogie's case, where his weight was only one of the more prominent setbacks. Even with support, a loss is a loss. Just 3 days after this fight, Boogie announced that the gym he went to was closing down. That means...
Wait, why?
He also lost the sense of community he had.
Gotcha. So now he can't go to the gym anymore because the gym closed down. Okay, interesting. I guess
Had going to it, where he was almost always recognized.
And I don't know if it's because I'm internet famous. I don't know what it is, but again, I want to say that everyone at this gym has been so nice. Whether they work here, whether they're other customers, everybody stops and says hello and is super polite. And just, I love it. I love it.
By the end of May, he was stating,
"Why don't you buy the gym, Boogie? You're talking about opening up a fucking crash house or whatever. Why don't you buy the gym?" Hey, why not? There you go. There you go. You got your thing. You can buy the gym. You can go there and work out whenever you want. Hey, it might not be a bad idea unless the gym was really failing financially. But hey, something.
That he was already down to his last $17,000 in savings.
Damn.
And with Boogie's lifestyle, it would be a surprise if that lasted more than 3 months. Turkey Tom also made a video covering Boogie, which he reacted negatively.
Can't pick a different gym, you know, he's so attached. No, I get it. I understand being comfortable at a gym, especially as like a fat person. I do get it. So I understand the frustration. I truly do. So.
Too, calling Tom a muckraker and deeming it full of misinformation.
The usual suspects.
Misinformation.
The muckdreckers of YouTube are going to do what they do. And today it's Turkey Tom's time. He made a video. That'll certainly get 2 or 3 million views. There's a lot of misinformation and rumors that's in this video that has been spread about me that he.
Bro, I just don't understand. Like, react to it. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, why not? You know, what else you got anyway? It's content. Sit down for 2 hours and be like, hey, this is wrong. That's wrong. Blah 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 blah. They're making a video about you. If anybody, and if anything, you have more of a right than anybody else to react to it, like legitimately. So
continues to spread here.
But when confronted, he couldn't cite a single incorrect bit of information because he only skimmed through it. We know this because Boogie invited Tom onto his podcast and said the exact same thing.
Well, there's definitely some things that you were wrong about in that video, and I can point out a few.
Okay, what was I wrong
but
about?
I'd rather just start at the beginning.
What was I wrong about? I'd like to start there.
Well, you heavily implied that you did not state that some of the abuse allegations I've made, or all of the abuse allegations that I've made, are falsified. And that's probably the biggest.
I don't remember. I reacted to this. I took a look at this, and it was interesting. I could put it in the description, but my thing is, I'm pretty sure that's not even true from what I remember. I'm pretty sure that wasn't even true.
Sticking point that I find it very painful to watch these types of videos for me, especially when misinformation is
get this
put out there. And so when I see misinformation, I click it off immediately. And that's where I got to with your video. And I mostly skimmed it up to there.
There was no misinformation in the video. And if there was, you would have an easy slam dunk of a video being like, Turkey Tom lied about me, because there's plenty of people that would love to see that.
To say an implication
yeah, true.
is misinformation in itself. This is even more damning because it is hypocritical of Boogie, as he's always complaining that others are spreading misinformation about him, yet he doesn't put in the work to back up his own claims. It is clear another Boogie's...
Yeah, I mean, you asked to do a podcast. You could have been prepared for it. You know, you could have just been said, like, I didn't like the implication or whatever.
Cycle has started, possibly launched by the loss of his boxing match. On Twitter, he stated, I think anyone with a brain can now understand that I have not, nor never will be abusive to women. If this is the case, then why state something that is already understood? Does Boogie know this and is only trying to stir up controversy disregarding all his promises not to? This takes us to his most recent controversy, a culmination of all of his Boogie-isms bringing attention to him. To start, he stated before that he wouldn't bring another partner to the public because it is malicious. He also stated when criticizing Keemstar's girlfriend he wouldn't date another 20-year-old again, going as far to say, "Personally, I hope this is where Keem learned the lesson I did. While it is legal to date women that age, it isn't a great use of your time, and has a chance to be miserable for both of you in the end. Do not recommend."
And then I'm going to do it again. I mean, it makes sense. Boogie's incredibly immature. And I feel like any woman his age would be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't date this person because they've got nothing going on. They've got nothing going on for them, so I'll date somebody who doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Also said he would get off of Twitter and stop using it as validation. Boogie also noticed that even hinting at a partner, even just having them somehow in his videos, may lead to their reveal. And yet now Boogie, at the start of his cycle, was teasing about revealing his girlfriend. Jokes were being made about her being 20 years old, and Boogie was doing what he did best and responding to all the comments criticizing him. Also stating that they met when she wrote me to talk about some
They got nothing better to do but sit there and fucking read comments all day. Go work, dude. What the fuck? Go do some work. What the hell are you doing?
trauma she had gone through. We bonded as we helped heal ourselves. Eventually realized how compatible we are, and after about a year, we realized we shouldn't deny that. So she and I moved in last month.
Bro, I understand fucking like an 18 or a 20-year-old or whatever as like a fucking 30-year-old, I guess, because you're just trying to like, to me it's like, you're just trying to see if you still got it. So I get that. But to fucking legitimately date somebody, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he's just got a lot going on. I don't fucking know, bro.
And here we are. As much as Boogie tries to spin this, Brantley, Keemstar's girlfriend, that Boogie criticized for being too young, quote tweeted Boogie with, "You told us she was an 18-year-old virgin. Me, Keem, and a kid behind the camera." And from this point on, Boogie has done almost nothing but post about all the fatty foods he is eating.
True.
He was almost feeding the trolls as much as he was feeding himself. He was framing this as people being mad he was dating someone so much younger.
Well, I think people did criticism for that. So, but also, you know, here's the thing: when it comes to weight loss, you don't have to necessarily eat healthy. It's just good to eat like healthier, right? Do better, not perfect. But also, I don't think that he really cares about like his diet or anything. He probably just YOLOs it in hopes that he didn't retain enough water, so that he didn't retain too much water, so he'll look like he'll lose weight every week. You know?
He says he only has $17,000 in his savings, but chooses to further antagonize his shrinking audience that has diminished to the lowest it has been since he started making YouTube videos. Yet he still comes back for sympathy. After making videos gorging himself, he will tweet he is sick of being so fat. He sometimes pretends he is in control and that he is creating inflammatory content for attention, but it is clear there are no benefits.
I don't really get sick. I've been feeling pretty good lately. I've been doing pretty decent. We've been eating at home every day, especially since we're going to the old Pennsylvania soon. So we're kind of like trying not to go too crazy until then, because the goal is we're gonna go to like the buffets out there, right? So that's a nice little thing. So we've been eating from home, or eating at home rather. It's been pretty good. It's been going pretty good.
It's monetarily to this, at least not for him. To expand on this new saga, it feels that Boogie was being inflammatory more and more. Not in a way that stirs up interest and conversation, but in a way that brings an annoyance. Not only was he consuming fast foods in his exaggerated videos, he was also consuming costlier items like steak, traveling, supporting his new girlfriend, all despite seeing how little of his fortune...
Well, he would argue that's part of his content now, I get, which is something. I mean, like, sure. I feel like he could do whatever. That's what his argument
he had left. Even the intention in these videos to be more skit-based is lost. Like when Boogie's content creator friend, kid behind the camera, takes the couple to a high-end steakhouse only to be the perfect example of an obnoxious YouTuber.
Oh my god, the weight capacity is only 2,100 pounds, Mike. Between me and you, we exceed that, I think.
He has to stab you in the shoulder with this. Whatever keeps him happy.
Oh, she really looks like she's loving it. I've talked to my wife, man, and she's even said that there are some struggles dating somebody who's a content creator because of these boundary issues. This is like, you could just tell that this is going to destroy their relationship, making her the front and center part of content. She's just going to hate it. Because she's not dating a content creator. She's dating the content creator. She's part of the content. She's a source of the content. It's going to destroy their fucking relationship.
Comments in this specific video read, "Imagine going to a high-end dining establishment to have a modest dinner, and then Walmart rolls in. Imagine going to such a nice restaurant and kids
Same,
screaming,
though. Me.
and their parents just sit there and keep stuff in their faces and do nothing about it. Money can't buy class, folks. Boogie's videos expanding on his relationship did little to appease anyone.
So, that said, I feel like I'm in the best place in my life. And I know the path that she needs to go down to get over, like, all of the things that she's been through.
So weird.
So I feel like...
It's so weird. He's like daddying her. It's so fucking weird. I know what's like. To me, I just came off as I know what's best for you. I don't know, man.
I can help her with that.
In almost every single one of these are comments that jest at the age gap, celebrating Boogie hanging out with his daughter or granddaughter. Boogie likes to say that they care for each other and that he can teach her things. Viewers' worry comes in with Boogie's inability as a human and how that would translate to his ability as a partner. Boogie is a person that doesn't do his own chores. A person that, given ample opportunity to improve, can only seek excuses to fail. Boogie says he is truthful, he says he is honest and means well, but also says he will improve but never does. If looking at his history of claims, Boogie...
Well, it doesn't necessarily make him dishonest. It's more that he probably makes him... He's like a drug addict. He makes honest promises, but then he just doesn't keep them. Right? That's what a lot of it, I think some of it boils down to. I also do think that there's probably a level of dishonesty associated with the guy, but whatever.
He is a morbidly abused creator that suffers from social anxiety, diabetes, bipolar disorder, childhood onset PTSD, autism, depression, disassociation, food addiction, Twitter addiction, and skin cancer on top of his blood-related cancer.
Damn.
He has got to say he doesn't have the majority of these. But what matters is Boogie is untrustworthy. It is difficult to know when he is genuine. He is also extremely grating with his endless complaining. All terrible traits for a storyteller, but interesting things to tell in a story. Both not helpful for his declining channel or health. And like most things with Boogie, none of it feels right. Do you support a man that is torturing himself, knowing full well when he fails again he betrays your trust and that he will improve? Or do you combat this frustration by disregarding this self-torture entirely and accept the laughingstock that Boogie desperately wants to be, to discourage others of his behavior?
Okay.
But it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Boogie claims to want to be held responsible, and that's how fans shift to detractors with his constant failings.
Held responsible. It's just an excuse for him to say whatever dumb shit. He's like, oh, I want to fucking perseverate or whatever over some dumb thing that I've done, guys. I'm doing it because I want you to hold me responsible. It's supposed to be this morally virtuistic reason for doing some shitty behavior he knows he shouldn't engage in, like self-chastising for attention and to garner sympathy, because that's really all it is.
When criticized, he will respond aggressively to fans trying to hold him accountable, and in his videos, he will thank that audience that sticks with him no matter what. These two contradicting stances on fans wanting to hold him accountable but also eternally support him expose a possible truth in that he never means to change. He wants to gorge and also wants support for it, a typical thing among addicts in that they will make any excuse, make hollow promises to keep destroying themselves.
Exactly.
It is anyone's guess how far Boogie will continue to take this, as a desperation from the loss of his remaining savings will force a change, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
So whether... I don't know how any of this turns out, man.
Yeah, true. You don't.
And, you know, now I'm working for two. Now I'm living for two.
What are you, a fucking pregnant mother? What the fuck? The way he talks about shit's so stupid. Yep, now, what the fuck is this? Okay.
I gotta get the weight off. I gotta get this career back on track. I gotta bring in money. I gotta figure some shit out, man.
Damn.
And you know, I'd love to call my dad or my mom or someone who knows what they're doing in my life, but hell, they're dead. And if they were alive, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing either.
Okay.
Does anybody really know? Does anybody really know, or do we all just do our best and hope we get
I don't
it
know,
right?
brother. I don't know. I gotta poop though. All right, the good video. A little bit of a long one, but I do want to kind of get right into this. I want to see his response to this video, and I actually might just make this response video and post this on like the secondary channel, almost just as like almost a plug to the primary one after I watch it. But anyway, it's called The Continual Fall of Boogie2988. So this is him responding to it. Let me see what we got here.
What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube,
so
Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to the
I'll turn
power
myself down.
of the internet.
Okay, cool.
And I'm here to admit, I'm I'm a lolcal. If you're not familiar with what that is, I'll be glad to explain it to you. A lolcal is somebody...
What other choice do you have to make, bro? It's not that you're admitting it. You're realizing it. What are you talking about?
Who consistently does idiotic things online. And especially when you mess with them. You know, that's called milking the lolcal.
Don't mess
if
with
you
the
screw with
beast.
that person, they'll probably overreact. Yeah, that's been me for the last 17 years.
Don't
Now,
mess
you may
with
not
the
be aware of
beast.
this, but it'll probably come across your timeline after you watch this. There's an entire cottage industry making videos about people like me. Sometimes
An entire what?
this. There's an entire cottage industry making videos about...
What the fuck is a cottage industry? I mean, I understand what he's saying. Sure, there is a motivation for people to make videos about you. Sure, that's what makes you a lolcow. But what the fuck is a cottage industry? I don't know what that means.
People like me. Sometimes entire small channels dedicated to just someone like me or Jordy, Wings of Redemption or Dark Side Phil.
True
but
that.
also some really high-end channels like Turkey Tom, Sonny V2, and most notably June the King, who dropped a video about me today.
Now, of course, I didn't watch it. I did not watch the video.
I'll admit, these videos get made frequently, and in general, I cannot watch all of them.
Okay.
Mostly because I get very defensive. I get very angry. I'm like, well, that's not how that happened. That's not my experiences. They're not including what I was feeling during that moment. They don't really understand why I did what I did at that moment. It normally makes me just extremely angry. But today, the June the King video came across my timeline, and I decided to try a little experiment. I would set aside my ego and stop being Stephen Williams for a little while and just watch.
And I would turn into Stephen Benelli, and I'd go fucking crazy. And
this video as if I was an impartial third party, as if I were you.
Or just react to the whole fucking video, dude.
To see what you get out of a video like this.
Okay.
And you want to know something?
What's
it
that?
didn't make me mad at all.
Wow.
It just made me...
You were magically able to... But you're an empath, Boogie. You told us you're an empath, unironically. You were able to just turn off your emotions. I guess he was empathizing with us. We are the emotionless. Oh, wow. It's fucking beautiful stuff.
Extremely sad. Like, if I wanted to, I could make an entire video.
That didn't really make me sad. I mean, I guess I feel bad for it, but what am I supposed to do about it? It didn't really make me feel sad. I just kind of laughed. It's almost like pathetic. I'm not trying to be rude, but I wouldn't say sad. I would different type of sad. Like, damn, that's sad, but it's the kind of sad that I feel when I see like a homeless person. I'm just like, it's sad, but I don't really care because I'm a Democrat and I pay my taxes. I'm just kidding. I actually feel bad for people like that. But yeah.
Deflecting and explaining. This is why I felt the way I felt. This is why I did what I did. He didn't get it entirely accurately here.
Okay.
But there's no point in that.
Where? What do you mean there's no point in that? You've never done that before. It's not that there's no point. You just feel like he's wrong. And instead of feeling like, you know what? I want to explain my context here. You're just like, you're trying to pretend to play moral high ground. You do this every time. You do it with Turkey Tom too. You pretend to play moral high ground, but there's no fucking moral high ground. If you feel like somebody's wrong, then like go through the effort of showing them why they're wrong or showing people why you think that they're wrong. I just don't think that you just want them to be wrong, so you won't go through it. It's not like you've tried before to convince people that they were inaccurate about something you're reporting. It's just that you constantly will say, well, this is misinformation, then you will explain yourself. So even if you're right, I mean, who the fuck's supposed to take your word for it? What's that even worth?
For the most part, he got it mostly correct. The overall point of the video is that I'm a fuck up and that I've fucked up almost every opportunity ever given to me, whether it was my finances, my YouTube career, my marriage, my bariatric surgery. I go into these things with an incredible amount of incompetence. I stumble my way through them. I almost always get the worst possible outcome.
2 more soils.
Because I'm an idiot.
Hey, perfect.
It is what it is. Over the last 9 months, I worked with a documentarian by the name of Mike Klum.
Mike Hunt. That's my fucking Mike Klum, dude. It's such a weird name. I know it's supposed to be like Mike Cum, but you couldn't put that in there.
Documentary is going to drop
As
later this
YouTube
month.
Name.
Tomorrow on this very channel, I'm going to show you the trailer for that documentary and show you my reaction to it. But
Mike Klum is about to release an epic Boogie video. Holy, I'm about to clum my pants, dude. That's crazy.
Even with my help, even with me working with Mike, we got basically the exact same thing that June the King or Turkey Tom has gotten. And that is to say that I am a fuck up who has fucked up his own life, fucked up his own body, fucked up his own career, and I'm a fuck up. And I I know a lot of people have wanted to see me hold myself.
Yeah, dude. We're talking about it before in the last video. It's like he acknowledges he's a fuck up, so instead of trying to change it, he's using it as an excuse to be a fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, just then, okay, you realize it. Like, figure out a fucking way to. It's not even all lost. People still watch you, so
Accountable.
you're doing better
And I
than the
think through
majority
this
of people on
documentary,
YouTube.
Me and Mike have done exactly that.
Mike
I'm tired
Lund.
of making apology videos, and at the same time, I'm tired of like deflecting and saying, well, I'm justifying my bad behavior. Because at the end of the day, even if you justify a bad behavior, it's still a bad behavior. That's what I learned by firing that weapon, right? Involuntary manslaughter is a thing. It doesn't matter if your intentions were good. If you slaughter something,
okay,
even if it's your own career,
What the fuck are you talking about? That's it? What the fuck is that? Wow, what a response. Ah, dude, that was so boring. Okay, I guess we'll looking forward to seeing the trailer for his fucking documentary. Cool beans.